Let's go. It's time for Sedano and Kap. A little sabor.
And we're going to just nosh.
It is George Sedano. It is Scott Kap with Sedano and Kap. It is on for your Monday afternoon.
I'm going to have to say respectfully, I'm going to disagree.
Okay, why is that?
I don't know.
Here we go. You can unlock your ears to entertaining LA Afternoon Drive Radio right now. In the 4 p.m. hour, the Waba Grill. Sedano and Kap 4 p.m. hour. Home of those boom boom tacos. Boom boom bam! Meanwhile, on Friday's show, not only did we give away that Waba Grill pop quiz winner to our boy Omar from the Circle of Trust, but Scott Kaplan, Cappy, gave us shades of classic Cap, like the guy who used to throw tantrums in San Diego.
Hey, listen, I got to go, man. I'm out of here. I don't know what we're doing on the air past 7 o'clock, okay? But I'm out of here. I don't know what we're doing right now.
What do you mean? It's 7 o'clock where you are.
Oh, gosh. Dude, I just looked at...
Did you really think it was past 7 o'clock?
Dude, I just looked at my phone. I'm like, it's 7:09 p.m. I'm out of here. What are we doing?
There's no way.
Yes, I'm looking at my phone.
Classic stuff, Cappy. Meanwhile, speaking of Cappy, he invited me today to go to the Dodgers game with him and Corporate Greg tomorrow night. And when I said, hey, Cap, isn't that kind of like a you and Greg thing? I don't want to step on any toes. He said, no, I need you there. Don't know what that means. And the Lakers still need a head coach. Speaking of needs, let's get to it.
You say Kikuchi.
Oh, we saw you with the penis.
No. The what?
Wacky forced radio stunt of the year. Ha ha!
Oh, nothing worse than the horse.
Nah, man, black don't crack.
Benjamin Pratt is like...
The LA Afternoon Drive takeover is on.
Yeah, listen, I got to go, man. I'm out of here.
Sedano and Kap, your Monday afternoon right now.
Beep, bada, boop. You're up ahead too quick.
Bing, bada, bing,
There we
bada,
go.
bop, bicky-doom, dada, bop. Bing, bada, bing, doom, dada, bop.
By the
bada,
way,
bop.
Cappy.
Yeah. Bada, bing.
Greg, Morales recorded that clearly before we heard that Greg still hadn't secured your entrance into Dodger Stadium.
What is up with that, man? I mean, listen.
Honestly, that's pretty weak sauce, I would say.
Hey, look, I don't know.
And by the way, and if that started by the competitor station, then that's even bigger weak sauce. What are you so afraid of? You already have the rights.
I mean, look, I'm going to take a guess here that Dodgers PR is going to say, hey, guys, look, you don't understand. With Ohtani on the team now, the world media is descending upon L.A., and there are fewer credentials per game. But hold on a second, people. When ESPN, by the way, your business partners, the partners of Major League Baseball, put in a request for credentials with legitimate credentialized, I know there was a big debate on Friday, is that a real word? Credentialized members of the so-called media. Brother, hand over those credentials.
Yeah, I didn't really think it was
and by the way, a
deal.
nice parking pass would be helpful too, just while I'm at it.
Yeah. I mean, they credentialed me to go to a spring training game when I was in Arizona doing a basketball game. I went, for a few innings. What's the big deal now?
Yeah, what's up? I mean, I'd like to come to Dodger Stadium and do a little scouting. You need to check it out. Haven't been to a game yet this year.
Right. I mean, listen, if that's the case, we just don't have to talk about the Dodgers then.
Well, I mean, can we talk about Ohtani without talking about the Dodgers?
I mean, it's kind of hard, I feel like.
I mean,
I'm just saying, we could just not talk about them, if that's okay.
No, I think this is
I mean,
all
we
gonna
could
get
literally
worked
get by talking basketball and football the rest of the whole year if we really wanted to.
Nah, we're going to get this all worked out.
I hope it gets worked out because they're the one team I told you that I have absolutely adopted here. So it actually is very heartbreaking to hear that would be their potential stance on something. No. I hope that it's a miscommunication.
It must be a miscommunication because what Bergman did not tell us was when he put in for the credentials for today's game, he didn't tell us who the credentials were for. They may look at that and go, well, wait a second, what's going on here? You're sending over your social media team? Yeah. And they go, well, I don't know about that. But then when they see my name on there, they're like, oh, of course. I mean, let's roll out the red carpet for this
You have
guy.
to put your names on him, so of course he submitted your names with the request.
No, but he's saying that they got denied credentials for today's game.
You know what it is, Cap?
Tell me.
It's because you know ball, man. They're
Dude,
afraid because you know ball.
Right. They know I'm going to come in there. I'm going to break it down.
You got the whole scouting report. They're just afraid, man.
Yeah.
You know too much baseball.
Well, listen, what if they have a poor performance against Miami? And I come on the air the next day and I call them out. Mm-hmm. But in the meantime, who's the biggest Dave Roberts defender in town?
You?
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I hope there's no issue here. If there is, it's with Bergie.
I mean, you think they don't like the Blue Review?
Oh, now that's an interesting point. That's an interesting point. We don't need the host.
Look at Parker. Parker's back there going, wait a second, what's going on?
Parker, was it your name? Were you trying to get credentials for today's game?
Were you getting, so maybe it is the Blue Review.
Right. They're like, we don't want this Parker dude here. Wait a second. Hold on. Parker's jumping in now?
Yeah. Hold on. He's trying to turn on the mic. Can we get his mic to work? Yeah. All right. Go ahead, Parker.
That mic. You don't know nothing about no mics. What's up, Parker?
Should be good.
I could hear him.
You can?
Hey, it was me and Marcus Grant.
Let Cody. The brains of the operation is in the back. Leave it to Cody. Parker, what's up? Oh, forget it, man.
Hey, how you doing, Cap?
Yo, what up?
I think he's trying to get headphones on.
Forget headphones.
There you go. Now he's got. There you go. He's got it now.
What's the deal, Parker?
Parker, do you think this is a Blue Review problem, conundrum?
You know, it just might be. Maybe they're afraid. They're afraid.
Afraid of what?
We're stepping onto their territory.
Really?
I mean, it's only, isn't it 20 minutes every day or something?
20 minutes from 9:30 to 9:55.
I mean, they're killing the fastest 20 minutes in sports. Is that what's happening here?
Why would they care, though? You would think they would want, like if they, why wouldn't they want us to do the Blue Review?
You know, they let me there for the home opener.
There you go. So what is, it's a very strange scenario.
We're going to have to get to the bottom of this, guys.
Chris says that they don't like us doing the Blue Review every morning.
Wait, but that seems silly.
That's what he says.
I mean, first of all, we're a sports station.
That is very silly.
It's owned by the worldwide leader in sports, in collaboration with Good Karma Broadcasting, right?
Wait, we're a personality station. Get it right.
No, I get that.
I know. I'm just being...
The station has the 4 letters that are associated with the worldwide leader in sports.
Baseball's partner.
Major League Baseball's partner at large, correct, yes.
Billions of dollars at stake here.
Right. And we're you think they don't like the Blue Review? I mean, come on. That seems silly.
I think the only thing that really I have to do today, I'm going to have to call Jimmy Pitaro's office.
No, let's not have you do that.
No, I will handle this myself.
Let's not.
That's a terrible idea.
I will call the boss myself.
Yeah, let's
I
never
will call
have
the
you
man
do that.
running the entire network myself.
Yeah, let's definitely never have you do that.
I will do that, no problem.
Yeah.
And he will take that call.
Yeah.
And I'll tell him, yo, Jim, JP, we got a problem. And he said, what's up? What's crack-a-lacking, Cap? I'm like, I'm going to tell you what's going on. Bergie here tried to get credentials for the Dodgers, and they didn't grant him credentials because they don't like the Blue Review. And then Jimmy's going to be like,
I love the Blue Review. I listen every morning. Yeah.
Listen to that thing. I watch it. I watch it on YouTube every day.
Right, yeah.
He's like, don't worry, I got this. I'll handle it.
Right.
Or the other thing to do is just to call Magic. Let Magic handle this. Hey, Magic, we got some problem.
By the way, Cappy, it is the Sedano Kap Waba Grill 4 p.m. hour presented by our friends at Waba Grill. Kids eat free at Waba Grill. Bring your kids for a free chicken or tofu mini bowl with any entree purchase weekdays after 4 and all weekend long. Restrictions apply.
I hope that's not the case, though, man. I really always hate it when a local team...
Oh, I thought you were saying it was not the case that kids eat free all weekend long.
No, kids do eat free. Kids can eat free. They can have the tofu. They can have the chicken, whatever they want.
I was just going to say, dude, I mean, what are you
Give those
talking
little
about?
rascals
I just
whatever they
literally
want.
said it. Yeah.
Feed those kids. Feed them. Boom, boom, bam.
Yeah.
But I always hate when teams do that. You know what I mean? They're like, hey, so we're the Dodgers, and we're on this radio station, so we're going to shut out the competitive radio station that has the Lakers. That is not cool. That is not cool at all.
Well, we don't know that to be the case.
That is what I'm saying. We don't know it, and that's why I'm hoping that's not the case, because that is not cool. That is not professional.
Right. I hope not. I would be very disappointed, is what I would say.
But don't the Clippers sort of do me like that, too?
No.
They don't?
Why? When
Have you
did
ever
they do
been
that
denied a credential from the Clippers?
I don't know. I don't think I've ever really applied for a credential from the Clippers. I always use tickets.
The few times that we've gone, we've gotten them. But, I mean, what I don't understand is, Greg said, well, since we're not broadcasting the game, we don't need credentials. Well, if anything, that would mean that since ESPN is not broadcasting the game that day, they would have, hypothetically, more seats available for credentials, right?
Why is that?
Because if ESPN National isn't broadcasting the game, then that's a lot less credentials that are being taken up. You know what I'm saying?
Not really.
Nor do I.
Yeah.
Let's say if ESPN was broadcasting the game, they probably need 10 credentials for crew and talent.
Yeah, but again, they're talking about space in the press box, I presume, is what they're referring to.
I don't need a press box seat, everybody. I just need the credential so I can get in and I can walk around, I can do my thing, I can take it in, so that the next day I can come back on Tuesday and go, George, guess what? I was at the Dodger game last night. Here's what happened. This is what I saw. This happened like this. And hey, I ate this food. And it's not. I'm not going there to sit in the press box.
Yeah.
I don't need to sit next to Plaschke. Thanks anyway.
My guess is that
Why
Greg
you gotta
probably
rip Plaschke?
specified.
Well, I'm not
that.
ripping Plaschke. I'm just saying I don't need to sit next to him. He's going to be there writing a column. I'm not there to write a column. I'm there to do
going after a legend,
reporting.
for God's sake.
I'm not going after the guy. I mean, you're the guy who sent him to Terminal H. At least
I did, but I put him there in a really, really nice car.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying. I'm not going there to sit there and write a column on the game. I'm going there to take it all in. What I call observational reporting, George. It's a new format. It's kind of a new genre of reporting. I've sort of invented it myself. It's observational reporting.
Got it. Because you would observe.
Right, and then after I observe, then I'll report.
Got it.
Back on my observations.
Speaking of observations that have been reported, a former LeBron teammate believes he should retire. We'll tell you who and why in just a moment. But first, Cappy, tell them about Coors.
I would love to. In fact, my plan was tomorrow night, go to the Dodger game and have a couple of icy cold Coors Lights. Because when you're celebrating through sports and you're cheering on your local teams to pursue a championship, like I know Bergie, I mean, my goodness, the guy's got the microphone, the Vin Scully microphone on his forearm. I mean, you talk about rooting on your local teams. So when you're doing that, you want an icy cold Coors Light. And so we celebrate here in Southern California. We celebrate the chill. And here's what I would invite everybody to do, because you can either go to your local convenience store, grocery store, liquor store, and you can pick up your Coors Light, or you could actually have it delivered today. And here's the website to go to. Visit this website, cachoosechill.com, cachoosechill.com to learn more. And man, oh man, I had a lot of icy cold Coors Lights this past weekend celebrating my daughter's college graduation. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. And when drinking that icy cold Coors Light, celebrate responsibly.
At 4 p.m.
And it is Sedano and Kap here Monday afternoon. Yesterday, Cinco de Mayo, and happy birthday. He turned 78 yesterday. Kurt Loder, of course, of MTV News fame.
Wow.
And she turned 35 yesterday. Happy birthday to Adele.
I've made up my mind.
Sedano and Kap continues your Monday afternoon right now.
You know, Cappy, I was talking to a friend of mine that is going to go see Adele in Munich this summer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're big Adele fans, and they're going to go and take a It's this gentleman and his wife. They're going to do a European vacation while they were in Europe. They've decided that they're going to pop into Germany for a few days, and they're going to go to an Adele concert in Munich.
Wow, it's commitment. Last night I was flying back from Boise. Notice, by the way, the Boise.
Boise, yeah.
Boise.
I'm now going to say it like that forever.
Yeah. So I was flying back from Boise last night. I'm sitting next to this girl on the plane, and I said, "Hey, are you headed home?" She goes, "Actually, no. I'm flying from Boise to L.A. I'm then flying from L.A. to San Francisco so that I could get on a train and go down to, I don't even remember where she was going. Maybe just call it San Jose." And she's like, I'm like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "Well, I'm going to see Justin Timberlake." I'm like, "Girl, you're going from Boise to L.A., L.A. to San Francisco, and then San Francisco getting on a train." She's like, "Yeah, it was a whole screwed up thing, and I couldn't get a flight straight from Boise to L.A. this late, so I had to go down, or I had to go from Boise to L.A., L.A. to San Francisco." I go, "Girlfriend," I go, "Justin Timberlake needs to know the amount of time, energy, and money you are spending committing to go see this guy." And that same goes for Adele. Adele, I know you're listening. Rich, I know you're listening. That's obvious. Somebody needs to let Adele know the commitment, George, of your friends going all the way to Germany to see her play. That's commitment. That's fandom right there.
Yeah, I would agree wholeheartedly.
Kathy.
And you know what? I happen to think maybe, to your point, Rich is probably listening because, as you mentioned, everyone listens.
Always.
And I'm sure he knows that now and appreciates that this is happening. And they appreciate it, yes.
Right.
Cappy, did you know how many people went to Vegas over the weekend for that Lovers and Friends festival, and it got canceled like 12 hours beforehand because they had high winds? And so, to your point, all those people they trekked out to Vegas with their flights, their hotels, everything, and then 12 hours before the show, they're like, "Oh, sorry, it's canceled." People were really mad.
Understandably
they
so.
canceled the show because of high winds?
Yeah, because, I thought it was kind of ridiculous too, but then somebody tweeted out a video of because Janet Jackson was one of the headliners. Someone tweeted out a video of her 2001 festival show where they didn't cancel it due to high winds, and the entire stage set got blown over. And people were seriously injured.
Yeah,
so,
I believe that.
I get it.
Hey, listen, I got an invitation the other day for somebody that wants me to go on May 16th to see Dead & Company in Vegas at the Sphere. And I'm like, bro, I'd love to go. But, I got this thing till 7 o'clock at night. It's not like, I don't know, maybe I do the show from Vegas that night.
When is this?
I could do that. May 16th-ish, I think. It's like a Thursday.
Oh, it's Aria's birthday, bro. Sorry, I can't do the show from Vegas.
You can't do that, huh?
Yeah, she's not old enough to go to Vegas.
But let me tell you something, George. When I tell you that everybody's listening, when I say everybody's listening, this is a completely true, 100% swear on my children's story I'm about to tell you guys. You ready for this?
Yeah.
I'm in Boise this past weekend. Friday night, go out with my daughter, her friends. They want to party all night long because the next day is graduation. I lasted till whatever time it was, 12:30. They were trying to get me to go on this electronic bowl in a bar. I'm like, "Girl, I am not getting on this bowl. You can try and peer pressure me all you want. You can put drinks down my throat. It ain't happening. I am not getting on this bowl," right? So finally, I pull the Irish goodbye on this whole crew of kids. The next morning, I get up. I try and sweat out all the booze. And my son always tells me, George, about this sandwich shop called Jimmy John's. You ever been to Jimmy John's?
Yeah, sure. I've been to Jimmy John's.
Okay. I don't know Jimmy John's, right? So I see one. I go, you know what? I'll stop. I'll get a sandwich. I'll tell my son how it is. I walk into Jimmy John's in Boise, Idaho. Pair of sunglasses on, rocking my blenders, right? I swear to God, I walk through the door, and there's a young man behind the counter. I walk in. He goes, "Scott Kaplan in the house." I look around. I'm like, "Yeah, man, that's me. What's up?" He's like, "Bro, I listen to Sedano and Cap every single day on the 710 app. I'm from Mission Viejo or Costa Mesa, wherever he was in South Orange County." And he goes, "And here's the best part. My mom and dad got a picture with you and Sedano last year at the Mandy's. Here was my man making my sandwich at Jimmy John's, telling me in Boise, Idaho, George, he's the biggest Sedano and Cap fan going."
Wow.
When I tell you everybody's listening, I'm talking worldwide, Jack.
Yeah.
Okay? Not just talking locally in L.A. and Orange County and Santa Barbara, okay? I'm talking everybody, everywhere, listening every day.
Yeah. I get it, Cappy.
That is a true story.
I will never doubt you again.
Thank you.
Maybe, but probably, actually, but not in this scenario.
Okay, and I want to say to everybody that was part of the Tom Brady roast last night, I know you guys are all listening.
Yeah.
You were all hysterical. Maybe a couple of exceptions here and there, but we'll get to it later.
Yeah. Cappy, let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
You have felt that the Lakers have, and LeBron, they should part ways because you just feel like you feel like there's not much left to accomplish, that it's going to be difficult to accomplish their goals together. I feel like that is a succinct way of describing your feelings towards the two. Is that fair?
I don't feel like that's a succinct way at all.
Okay.
I don't think I resent the misrepresentation, frankly.
Okay. Then how should I represent you? Represent yourself.
I would say this. LeBron James, every day is interesting. Love him, hate him, polarizing for sure. Every single day, LeBron James is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So I said last week, because I rode the roller coaster all year long, there was a day where I could figure out a way to say, hey, it's over, man. Like, there's no reason to keep going. It's time to move on. And then when they lost to Denver in that last second shot in Game 5, I came back on the air the next day and I went, you know what? I'm going to tell you, I feel differently. They're not that far away. They're not that far away from Denver. So I would keep LeBron, keep AD, keep part of your nucleus, add a piece or two. Remember, I said I wanted Caitlin Clark because I need a laser, and I wanted a big body. What was the guy's name from Utah I wanted? Laurie Markkinen.
Laurie Markkinen, which will
That's
never
who
happen.
I wanted.
Yeah.
Okay? Not going to happen?
No chance.
Laurie Markkinen's coming in, and so is Bronny, because that's what LeBron wants, and so is J.J. Redick. Okay?
All right. So
and Caitlin Clark,
so
too.
you want him on the team because you have said in the past that you believe that, maybe they should part ways. So you
Yes,
are now
that is true. I have said that.
Your most recent belief is that everybody should just come back and most of the team should be intact. Just add a few strategic pieces. Okay.
I need a second big body, and I need a real three-point shooter.
Okay. Now, Big Perk, okay? Our
Carry
friend,
the hell on.
Yeah, carry the hell on. Was on First Take this morning, and actually, he felt like the way you used to feel like, that maybe they should just part ways. He took it a step further. He thinks LeBron, well, I'll tell you what he thinks LeBron should do. Let him speak for himself.
At the end of the day, man, I hate to say it, but I believe this in my soul right now. I wish LeBron James will retire. Not because I don't want to see more of LeBron James, not because I don't appreciate LeBron James, but I honestly believe deep down inside, the more LeBron James continue to play the game of basketball, the more it's going to hurt his legacy, and the more it's going to continue to hurt his GOAT argument. Because as long as he steps foot on that floor, every single season, it's going to be expectations of him of winning a championship. And when he don't do that, we're going to be looking at him and saying, well, what happened now? So now you're looking at the Lakers. They're most likely going to re-sign LeBron James back this upcoming season. The coach that you bring in, if they don't make it to the finals or the Western Conference Finals, who's going to be to blame then?
All right, so it's an interesting argument, I think. If we're talking about his individual legacy, I don't necessarily disagree with Perk. Now, Perk had multiple stints on TV today, so this caused a stir, clearly. Online, it created this huge hornet's nest of takes upon takes upon takes about his take. Mm-hmm. So he then explained further when he was on NBA Today.
LeBron James has nothing else to prove. So when I talk about legacy, when we're talking about legacy with him, we're not talking about the 40,000 plus points. We're not talking about the NBA all-time leading scorer. We're talking about the GOAT conversation. And when he's putting on the Laker uniform, let me remind all of y'all, LeBron James said he would never cheat the game of basketball, and we believe that. Right? So he's going to continue to play at an elite level. If he can't play at that level no more, he will walk away from the game of basketball. But if he's going to continue to put up those numbers in a Laker uniform, then what's the expectations for elite LeBron James in a Lakers uniform? It's going to be championships. And every single season that he continue to go and fall short, guess what? It's going to be other stabs at him every single season. So I'm not saying that he can't go out there and average 25 or 28 points per game. All I'm saying is, why not retire when you're on top?
On top of what?
Well, he's talking his individual status.
Okay. All right. I mean, it was a great season for LeBron, individually speaking. He had a great year. He stayed healthy for the most part. He had a great year shooting three-point shots.
Nobody's ever had a season like this in year 21. No one.
Okay.
Right.
That's fair.
And I think what he's saying is it's not going to get better from here.
Probably
and he's
not.
saying individually it's not going to get better. And it sounds like he's saying that team-wise it's not going to get better either.
I don't think that Perk's opinion is is like without merit. In other words, like I'm not going to come on here today and go, man, are you out your damn mind, Perk? What you talking about? I'm thinking to myself, at least he's got the guts, okay, to say something. He had his career. He's got himself a nice media career going. He's built a career as an opinionist. So good for you, Perk. I like the opinion. I don't agree with the opinion, and here's why. Because LeBron James is interesting every day, like I said earlier, whether you love him or you hate him, whether he makes a three-point shot to win a game or he misses a three-point shot, or maybe he decides to pass the ball, and you say, why'd you pass the ball? And then he says, because I make the right play every single time I make the play. Or then you hate him when you go, hey, was that maybe your last game? I don't want to answer that. Appreciate you asking. I mean, everything he says and does is interesting, whether you love it or you hate it. And I know there's a lot of people that love it and a lot of people that hate it. But I would ask you this, George. We've talked all season long, who's the next face of the NBA? Let me ask you this. Who's the most interesting player in the NBA if LeBron James retires?
Do you mean on the floor or off the floor?
I mean what LeBron is. LeBron is interesting
There's nobody.
Everywhere. It's not even close, right?
Right.
So please, Perk, stop saying this. Stop putting this into the universe. I want LeBron to stay because I don't know what's going to happen next year. Can he have the kind of year he had this year? Doubt it. Can he stay as healthy as he was this year? Kind of don't think so.
But wasn't he better this past year than he was the year before?
He was healthier.
Yeah. So to say doubt it.
Right, but that doesn't. I mean,
it's not out of the question. I feel like it's 50.
I mean, it isn't out of the questions. But if you were betting odds on it, if you were putting odds on it, the odds are not in his favor.
That's all I'm saying.
He's going to be 40 years old. So I mean. No,
he can't flip the switch.
He can't flip the switch. Stop that with the silliness.
But you see, here's the thing.
There was no flip switching.
But Perk is talking to you, baseball. He's talking to you because exactly what he's saying is that every time LeBron puts on a uniform and every time he steps onto the floor, there is an expectation that he can lead a team to a championship. That he can.
And you believe that. You think that he can win a championship. You thought he was going to beat the Denver Nuggets.
You know what?
By himself.
And not by himself because it's not by himself. If he had for example, if they went and got Kyrie instead of re-signing D'Angelo Russell, they probably would have beat Denver. There's a lot of players that you could put in that spot that they re-signed D'Angelo Russell and think they would have won.
Oh, wait a second. I hear Big D oohing and on.
I don't care, man. You can add Kyrie. I still don't think they will beat Denver in a series. In a 7-game series,
Denver kind of owns them.
Just matchup-wise, how they do
it's just hard.
You also thought that the Clippers were going to beat Dallas.
I did. The way the Clippers are playing all year, I thought they were.
Pipe down.
Right, but what does that have to do with it?
Pipe down. Ooh.
I'm just saying that I think that people underestimate Kyrie. I think
hold on. I mean, I don't know. I don't think
you realize Kawhi didn't play in that series, right?
Right. I mean,
the games that he did play, they lost.
He also hadn't played in a month and a half. So I mean, there's also that. But I don't think anyone underestimates Kyrie. I think anyone who's watched Kyrie understands Kyrie, knows Kyrie's a great player. But I think that in other words, if you had Kyrie, it wasn't just going to be D'Angelo Russell. You would have had less of a roster than you would have had. Now, I don't know what else.
Any of those guys do in the
because the money, you would have had to have made the money work, and the money wasn't going to work with D'Angelo Russell. So it's not a 1-for-1 in that scenario.
Okay, fair point. However, I think if you had a better third option next to
you'd have a better
LeBron,
chance. You wouldn't have just won one game.
Because they were so close every game.
Right,
that's why.
But that doesn't mean anything.
Okay.
But look, here's the bottom line. But the bottom line is what Lindsay believes, and hold on, Big D, 1 second. But what Lindsay believes is what Perk is saying, that he puts on a uniform, LeBron, there's an expectation of championship caliber.
Every time.
Yeah.
Every time. And even as he's getting older and his team can't even fit, they got to play their way in. They're not even a playoff team. They got to play their way in.
Yeah, but I don't think seeding really matters because.
Oh, really?
I mean, for them.
In this playoffs,
it didn't matter last year, but in general, it matters.
Okay, well, I just think you're right, but I think to LeBron in the past, that's something that hasn't mattered, and now with the play, it's different.
But there's not a lot of instances of LeBron being lower than the 4th seed and winning a championship.
Well, I just think that in the past, it's been one of those things where
LeBron was also younger.
Get in. You're right.
Perk wants LeBron to retire because you and LeBron lovers everywhere
are
making it unreasonable.
I think it's the opposite. I think it's because of the people that are hating on him and are tarnishing his legacy and saying, "Oh, well, look at LeBron. He got bounced in the first round. What does that mean for his GOAT status?"
It is tarnishing his
that's
resume.
what I think that's the point I think Perk is making, not for the people that have expectations because they want him to do well.
No, I think it's both. I think it's both.
I mean, I think more so the people that hate on him. And like Michael Wilbon, when he specifically said, it's not in that exact sound clip, but he said Michael Wilbon ranting about how LeBron takes no accountability, blah, 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 blah. And I think Perk's making the point, well, you know what? That's because everyone has such high expectations for him. When he doesn't meet them, then everyone says he sucks.
I will say
He's not
this.
the GOAT.
If there is if there's a blemish on LeBron's career, and I would say it's a very small one, it's all the coaches. You know what I'm saying? Like that is a real thing. Like
10 coaches. 10.
Yeah, I mean that's a real thing. Now, early in his career, like whatever.
He's also played for 21 years, DeAndre. Like not.
But that's a coach every 2 years.
But
coach every 2 years.
Also, LeBron is the coach. LeBron is the coach.
That's the problem.
That's part
That's
of
the
the
problem,
issue.
then.
That is part of the issue, and I don't believe he wants to be. I think he believes. I think there's times he wants to take control, which, by the way, every star has, okay? There is not a star in the NBA, from Kobe to Magic to Shaq to whoever. They've all done that, where the coach will draw up a play, and they'll be like, no, bleep that, let's do this. I mean, that has happened in the history of the sport. Like, that doesn't change. So that's not a LeBron-centric thing. But I do think if you were looking to poke holes in the armor, it is that, well, you know, the coaching thing has been a thing for him. Like, he's not linked to a great coach historically, like all the greats. For example, Magic and Kareem to Riley, Kobe and Shaq to Phil Michael. And like, he had a great coach and he left. He also had another great, I don't know if I also think he's great too. I don't think he's as great, but I think he's great. He's in the conversation of the best coaches in the sport in Ty Lue. And he left that too. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that is not an unfair part of the discussion.
Let me ask everybody a question.
It's unfair, but I will say the thing with Ty Lue is that he was the only guy that, like, stood up to LeBron and held him accountable.
Well, that's not true.
I don't
know.
Spoelstra is the reason why he left, because Spoelstra wouldn't back down to him.
Yeah, but he I think, in-game situations, I think.
No, I mean, he literally bumped Spoelstra in the shoulder because he didn't agree with him. Like, no, that's not true.
Let me ask everybody a question here, though. You ready? Because this gets back to what Perk
But by
was
the
saying.
way, the two coaches he had the most conflict with that were not let go were the guys that he won championships with.
He should allow them to coach him.
Not thinking of Spo because I did not watch.
And by the way, Vogel is a good coach too. Like, I don't know if I'd put Frank in the category of Spo and Ty, but I would put him in that next tier. You know what I mean? So it's not like Frank is not a bad coach. Frank is a very good coach, is what I would say.
This iteration of LeBron is not a coachable player. He's not coachable. He's not at 39 years old and going into 40 years old. He is not a coachable guy.
I would say this. I wouldn't go that far, but I would say
I'm there.
Historically, regardless of sport, okay, football, basketball, baseball, you name it. Go ask any coach or manager. The toughest assignment is to coach the aging superstar. It is always the most difficult because they believe that their way is the way. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if you don't have equity with said player,
which Darvin did not have,
correct. And again, look, dude, I've seen this with football. You know what I'm saying? Like, people said that Tom Brady wanted that was the guy in Tampa they won the Super Bowl with, Arians, Bruce Arians. That they butted heads all the time, and they said that the reason he got kicked upstairs was because Tom and him didn't get along. It's like that stuff happens, but I do think that if there's one kind of strange caveat to his career, it's that. Now, look, you could also say that's unique. That's unique to his talent. Maybe you can make that case.
Know about that.
You could make the case, but I
wouldn't buy it.
Clearly, but I would say I would say that it is definitely out of the ordinary.
Okay, let me throw this to you guys. Okay, listen.
I mean, we're gonna have to combine these breaks, so just keep going. By the way, you know what? Before you tell us about Avner Gat and then finish your point.
All right. Well, wait a second. I'm going to tease you by saying this.
No, because we gotta go. We're gonna just keep going for like 55 at this point.
All right, I gotta write down what I'm going to say because then I'm going to forget it after I talk about Avner Gat.
Absurd.
My gosh, you guys.
Well, write it down then.
All right, here I'm writing it down. Okay.
Take notes.
Okay, here we go. All right, now I'm going to talk about Avner Gat. You
right,
ready?
And then finish your point after Avner Gat.
All right, here it goes. Listen.
Hello.
Thank you. If your home flooded and you find out the real estate adjuster, excuse me, not the real estate, but the insurance adjuster, is going to try and pay you so little that you're not going to be able to fix the damage. Imagine this. Your home floods and everything needs to be replaced. All the floors, all the cabinets, the bathrooms. I mean, everything's got to be replaced. And the insurance adjuster comes in and goes, yeah, we could get you maybe $10,000, $15,000. And Dude, this isn't going to be a $100,000 job. This could be a really long time. If your insurance adjuster is going to try and pay you so little that you're not going to be able to fix what happened here in the emergency, and by the way, you're a good person. You pay your homeowner's insurance every month. You pay them under the idea that if and when you ever need them, you've got them. Well, if this happens to you, this is when you call Avner Gat, because Avner Gat does not mess around. He's going to get you the best possible outcome because he's on your side, not the insurance company's side. You understand? Avner Gat and his team negotiate on your behalf to make sure you get the best outcome, not the insurance company. They've got all the experience, all the industry know-how. Some of the people who work on Avner Gat's team, they used to be in the insurance business. They came over to the Avner side of things. Avner himself has 20 years of experience in this industry. He's got one of the largest teams of professional licensed public adjusters in California. And when it comes to this sort of thing, size matters, Jack, okay? Nobody messes with Avner Gat and his team, and I mean nobody. So if you find yourself in this situation where your homeowner's insurance does not want to pay you what you need to get paid to fix it and fix it right, you call Avner. He takes care of business. 818-917-5256, 818-917-5256, or you can go to his website, Avner, A-V-N-E-R, Avner Gat, G-A-T, AvnerGat.com. And I think by now you're probably not going to be surprised. In the early days, you might have been. When you call Avner Gat, he answers the phone himself, and you're going to know it when he says, hello.
All right, now what did you write down? What was your point?
Here's the deal.
I'm surprised you actually really wrote it down.
I did. I wrote it down. I had to. All right, catch my breath here for a second.
Yeah.
Listen, if I told you right now that the Lakers are going to sign LeBron James for 2 more years, and if at the end of the next 2 years, LeBron James has to play his way into the playoffs twice for the next 2 years, right? And the Lakers don't sniff a championship. Getting to the Western Conference Finals is wonderful. Oh, it's just terrific. If you're Oklahoma City, if you're Minnesota, that's considered a success. But Laker fans all the time, nope, we play for championships. That's what Lakers basketball is about. We play for championships. And by the way, when you're in the LeBron business, you're playing for a championship. So here's my question. If the Lakers sign LeBron for 2 years and they don't sniff a championship, don't you think LeBron's legacy is tarnished, as Perk is suggesting? Because I sure do. Because the end of the Lakers' legacy of LeBron would be that he won 1 title in a year that some people said was, oh, it was the hardest championship to win. And other people were like, not really, because there was no travel, and they were locked in, and they weren't dealing with their families.
I mean, George Karl is still ripping the Lakers bubble championship. Did you see what he wrote this weekend?
No, I did not. What did he say?
Hold on, I will find it for you.
But do you guys understand what I'm getting at? Like, what Perk is saying is that if he does not win another championship, people will look at him and go, yes, he had a great career, and yes, he's the all-time scoring leader. But that's what happens when you play 23 years in the NBA. You score more points than anybody else.
George Karl wrote on May 3rd, the Lakers will be more successful going forward when they acknowledge the only championship they won since Phil left doesn't count, and they've been unstable for 15 years.
Wow, where do you write this,
how
by
much
the
of
way?
that is LeBron's fault? Everyone that wants to blame LeBron, I feel like that's more of an organizational thing than just putting it all on LeBron.
I don't know if they're necessarily blaming just LeBron individually. I
think a lot
I don't think Laker fans are just blaming LeBron.
Yeah, not individually. They're not just blaming LeBron.
I think, let me tell you something. I think that the front office, and particularly the ownership, takes a lot of heat on social media. I don't think it's just LeBron.
I think he gets, I guess, like media-wise, I feel like LeBron gets a lot more heat than the overall organization.
I think that you and people who are like lovers of LeBron, like loyal LeBron loyalists, I think you guys feel like, A, he can turn it on whenever he wants to, which we have now found out that he can't. The switch is off, Linz. The switch is off. And
10 degrees. He's got a dimmer.
And you guys feel like he takes all this heat. Listen.
He does. He takes more heat than anybody, ever.
You know what?
Let's be serious.
I mean, look, I would say this to you, that LeBron takes the heat for exactly what Perk is talking about, because nobody expects Rob Pelinka to bring home a championship. Nobody expects Jeannie Buss to bring home a championship.
Well, I do. They expect her for sure, and I do think they expect him too. Like he has to assemble the team.
And shouldn't they expect ownership and the front office to be able to put that together?
Wrap it up quickly so we can continue it on the other side because we're way over now.
But what I'm saying is that most people look at LeBron exactly the way Perk said it. They expect him, as if he's in uniform, he's playing for a championship. And now, at the end of this year, it was one of his best seasons ever. He may never come anywhere near that again, so maybe now would be the right time to retire. I disagree, but I understand Perk's point.
All right,
good job, Perk.
We could continue this on the other side.
Carry the hell on, George.
So there are some more coaching candidates out there for the Lakers because there's a couple that have quickly been removed from the list. All right.
Oh.
So we'll get that in just a second. Stick around. We're back in 3 minutes.
ESPN. Sedano and Kap for your afternoon right now on 710 ESPN.
It's time for what you need to know.
Let's do it. What you need to know right now.
What you need to know is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times. Less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Take it away.
All right, what you need to know is that we've got breaking news.
Oh, okay. Breaking news. Corporate Greg is in the studio.
I am in studio now, Cappy. I have talked to the Dodgers.
Okay.
I've spoken with them.
On the phone?
No, it was an email.
Oh.
We have a resolution. These Dodgers, I swear, they let us in, Cappy. We have credentials. You and
Nice.
I have a credential.
There it is.
For tomorrow night's
Look at that.
game,
Now we can talk about the
gonna be able
Dodgers.
to go.
I was withholding Dodger content.
No Dodger content if we're not allowed there.
What about Morales?
Blue review over if we're not allowed in. I can only ask 2 at a time.
So, okay,
So
you
we
asked
have to,
for
we have
2.
to figure out. We have to figure out Morales.
Yeah, but you asked for 2.
Yes.
You got 2.
Got
That was
2.
2 at a time.
Correct.
Now ask for 2 more.
You need 24 hours prior. Not going to work.
Well, the game tomorrow is at 7 o'clock, right?
You're pushing it, Cappy.
That's 26 hours.
This is not something to push. We got the credentials, all right? We didn't get them today. We got them
Cappy does.
tomorrow. This
He
is a good
pushes.
thing.
What about a nice parking pass, VIP parking?
They may actually give it to us. I don't know. We'll see. Probably not, though. We'll probably have to park below and walk
I'm
up.
not driving in your Prius with smoke coming out of the lungs of the car.
No more smoke. The smoke, and I'm also getting it fixed on Thursday. I already have a guy coming out.
Yeah, but
listener.
tomorrow
Oh, there's a guy. He's
Andrew.
got a guy like you. You've got
Andrew
guys.
Lopez, who's a listener, great guy. Thank you very much for coming out on Thursday.
Andrew Lopez?
Yeah.
Oh.
And he's coming to the station to fix your car?
No, he'll come to my place.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, Cappy, it's the Cappy Hour, by the way.
You're darn right it is. It is the Tito's Cappy Hour, as a matter of fact. And you know what? I'm so glad you mentioned that because I've got my Tito's bandanas right here. I should probably rock one of these rascals right now. Tito's, simple, smooth, and every sip as easy as the last. Tito's homemade vodka tastes just as good with tap water as it does with your favorite mixer. I am a Tito's soda drinker. On occasion, I'll have a Tito's on the rocks with blue cheese olives. It's got to be 3 blue cheese olives. 2's not enough. 4 might be 1 too many. And, you know, when Tito, back in the day, came up with Tito's vodka, the first thing he did is he distilled it, he hand-bottled it, he taste-tested it, he sent it to his pals, and then he taste-tested it again to give you the finest juice around. No frills, no flavors, no fancy labels, just the good stuff. Go to Tito'sVodka.com. And, George, I don't know if you know this or not, distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas, 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly. I hope you're watching the YouTube feed because I got my Tito's bandana right here.
Thank you, Cappy. While we have you here, Bergman.
Yes.
And now that we can, we don't have to embargo Dodgers content since they've provided you with credentials.
Yes,
No
I was
embargoing.
worried for the blue review that we were not going to be able to talk.
Yeah,
about
I mean, I was legitimately willing to withhold Dodger content on this show.
it. I'm sure
Wow.
you were very willing to do it.
No, I like the Dodgers. They're the one team that I have adopted, as I've said here.
Yep.
But I was willing to just do basketball and football the rest of the summer if we had to.
If they were going to do that, I wouldn't blame you.
But I'm glad I didn't have to do that.
Right.
So
Thank
hell,
you,
I might have even sold my tickets for the game I bought in July, if that would have been the case.
Oh,
Just
wow.
in a
That'd be
stand of
big time.
solidarity.
I don't
Now I
think
no
Mateo
longer
would
have
like
to do that.
Mateo probably wouldn't like that, though.
I don't think he would care one bit, to be honest with you. He's 5 years old. He does what I say.
They can do a Padres game.
Yeah. So no, that's a too.
No,
long
that
of a
would be
drive.
that would be your battling back if you had to.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'm gonna sell my Dodgers tickets. I'm gonna put my money into the Padres.
But that means I got to waste gas. and I
No,
gotta
you
drive
take the
down.
train.
I mean,
Mateo would love the train. The train is
it's so
amazing.
long.
No, nobody
God, the
wants to
train
do
is
that.
awesome.
That's just going
It's a
overboard. Way
long
too
The train
far.
is so
Way
fun.
too far.
Yeah.
You could
Love
take
the
him to
train.
the Angels game when we go for the Angels
I could have
Gardos
taken
game.
him to the Angels game. That's true.
We're
All
going
right,
to the
so
Angels Gardos.
Yeah.
while I have, what day is that?
I think it's the 24th, maybe.
Oh, I don't think I'll even be around by then.
Oh, look.
I'll be during the conference finals at that point. So probably not.
Yeah,
That's
it's
my guess.
it's-
Walker Buehler.
Yeah.
So what is a reasonable expectation of Walker Buehler?
So a reasonable expectation is that he
For the short term and the long term.
Yeah, for the short. Okay, so let's just talk about today, just in general.
Mm-hmm.
A reasonable expectation is he goes 3 innings today.
Fair enough.
Really?
Yeah.
What did you think?
Wow.
The guy was going to go 6?
No,
he
but
hasn't
I
pitched in almost 300 days.
no, hold on. a
No,
second.
600, 700 days.
Wait a
Sorry,
second.
2
700,
years.
Yeah,
Wait a
700
second.
days.
Wait a
yeah.
second. Hold on, but let's just clarify that. He hasn't pitched in the big leagues
Right.
in that period of time. He has obviously done all of his rehab. He's gone into the minor leagues. He's pitched in games. Yeah, so he hasn't pitched in the big leagues in a really, really long time. I acknowledge that. But 3 innings, really.
Yeah, if he goes more than 3 innings, I'll be very happy. If he goes 5, I'll be ecstatic. I just don't expect him to. He's going to go out there with a lot of nerves. He even said that he said that if he didn't have nerves, then he wouldn't be a very good pitcher. So very much, I don't expect him to go very long at all. I would have Ryan Yarbrough ready to go 3-4 innings.
Anybody
after him.
talk about a pitch count? I mean, and I wonder if they put this out publicly. Did anybody say, hey, look, his max number of pitches is 75 or 80 or whatever?
I'm sure like a pseudo pitch count is out there, but they kept him down in AAA for to get up
He
to
only
90
pitched.
pitches.
He only pitched 21 2/3 innings down in the minor leagues in 6 starts.
Yeah, it was 6 starts, and they wanted him to stretch out to 90 pitches. I don't know if he actually made it up to 90 pitches, so I would expect around 75. But it just depends how he's going. If he's 5 innings in, is at 75 pitches, and he hasn't given up any runs, they may push him a little bit further. But for the most part, they're going to go pretty safe on him.
Sounds like he averaged, George, about 4 innings per AAA game. I don't know if you're looking at any kind of a game log or any sort of broken down stats that you might look at to see what he may have done, or like what his longest game was. Any sort of splits that he might have. I mean,
he averaged about 3 2/3 innings.
Okay. So maybe you're right. Maybe you're right, Bergie. Maybe he only does go 3 innings. Maybe they do say, hey, you know what? Bullpen, be ready to go. All we want to do is get him a start.
He's an opener in this scenario.
Yeah. I was thinking, actually, the number I was thinking was more like 5 innings. Not to push him and not to, like, put him into trouble. But I was just thinking that, you know what? If he could get through 5 innings with about, like, 80-ish pitches, like, that would be a really, really good start.
You'd be ecstatic if he did that. So,
yeah,
like, whatever he can go is how long they're going to let him go. But for the most part, I mean, he's stretched out. But for the most part, if he goes more than 3, I'll be very, very happy. Yeah. I just want him to be healthy later on down the line because he was the best pitcher. He was the ace for a few years. So if you can get him back to that level, then that's great.
Well, you don't even need him to get back to the ace level. You know what you need him to get to? You need him to get to the number 3 level. Right now you have a 1 and a 2. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You have a top 2 guys in your rotation. If Walker Buehler can be your 3, and then in the second half of the season, or maybe even pushing it into the postseason, if you could get Clayton Kershaw to be a 4-ish, okay, then all of a sudden now you're talking. But between Glasnow and Yamamoto, you've got a 1 and a 2. You need Buehler to be your 3. That's it.
Absolutely. So whatever he can give you this year is gravy, pretty much at this point. And you don't have to put as much pressure on guys like Paxton and Stone, and maybe even Bobby Miller can kind of come back when he's ready, more so than being rushed back. So there's a lot of things that Buehler pitching well down the line will be great for this team.
Bergie, what are we going to eat tomorrow night when we go on our mandate to the Dodger game?
See, I'm thinking like some helmet nachos.
Ooh, helmet nachos always good.
Always.
Although I don't love the cheese on the helmet nachos. I wish they had real cheese, not the cheese whiz.
Yeah, that's what they use there. So I like the helmet.
I like a little natural cheese.
Yeah,
melted
much
natural.
Better, but it's a ballpark. But personally, I like the.
I mean, they make cheese on cheeseburgers. So I mean, that's what I'm saying.
That's true.
I know, but George,
but
if you're in Philadelphia, you
probably
got to go with whiz in Philly.
I don't like the whiz.
Well, that's like blasphemy in Philadelphia.
Yeah, I don't like the whiz.
All right, so guys, so we're gonna have some helmet nachos. I don't want to have helmet nachos.
Then what do you want?
You go to center field. They have some good tacos.
King's Hawaiian, and they have a King's Hawaiian.
They have a King's Hawaiian spot. They also have a Shake Shack if you want a burger.
Yep.
And a shake.
I would like to try and eat as clean as I can at a ball game.
Well, good luck with that.
Good luck, man. I mean, it's cheat day tomorrow, man.
No, I can't be cheat day for me tomorrow. I can't.
So you could have the meats and not the carbs.
Well, then I'm not going to go to King's Hawaiian because, I mean,
that's a bread place, but I'm saying like the tacos.
Yo, what do they got? They got like a sushi joint for me.
I don't think they have sushi. And I don't know if
I think they do. I feel like they do. No, they do because I
I
remember
don't know
people
about that.
making fun of it. Yeah.
I have been in Seattle. I went to their stadium, and I mean, it's not like we're that far from the ocean.
LA.
You know what I'm saying?
Right
like,
on the ocean.
We're in Los Angeles.
They do that whole thing where they throw the fish.
Cody
I
says
get
that
it,
they
but
do
I
have
mean,
it.
the ocean from Dodger Stadium is like 40 minutes.
Let me ask everybody a
They got rid
question.
of Farmer John. I don't know if I trust much.
In the circle of trust, what's the healthiest thing a person could eat at Dodger Stadium?
They will send it in.
They have a bowl. They have bowls.
They have bowls, I'm sure, yeah.
Yeah.
So, Cappy,
Yo.
I think you can go with the meats. Just go with the meats.
You mean
Get
like
a
Arby's?
Shake Shack burger and see if they'll give it to you with lettuce wraps instead of the buns.
Protein style, huh?
Yeah, there you
I'm going to
go.
be that guy at a ball game. Hi, Shake
Okay, then
Shack.
just throw away the
Hi.
buns.
Can I have the protein style?
Can you?
And by the
How
way-
about this? Throw
Yeah.
away the buns then.
And by the way,
Get
to
a hot
everybody
dog.
who's behind me in line, hey, it's just me getting protein style.
Yeah, but no, you don't have to get a hot dog. Don't get a hot dog.
I'm going to film that. If you do that, if you get it protein style, I'm going to film
That'd be
it
great.
and you talking to all the people behind you.
Yeah. So, Cappy, you can do that. By the way, I'm trying to see who was it that said this. Because I've said repeatedly that the Dodgers are the team that I have, I have adopted here. So it was very disappointing had that been the case. So J.R. Costa in the Sedano Kap Circle of Trust says,
What's his story?
what will it take for at Sedano to adopt the Lakers and Rams? To which I responded, we are very close on the Rams. As close as you can get.
Yeah, I mean,
I love Sean McVay.
He's great.
And I feel like Sean McVay and I have a cool relationship. So I think because of that, I am probably more a Rams fan than I am because people think I'm a Dolphins fan. I'm not. Like, I always predict their downfall. So I kind of know.
Predict it or pray for it?
I don't know about pray for it, but I predict it. You know what I mean? Like, so I just haven't been, ever since Dan Marino retired, I really haven't been like this huge Dolphins fan.
And you also had training
and that's 20-something years ago now. So the Rams, right, I have created a real relationship with Sean McVay, which I like. I like him a lot. I thought when Raheem Morris was here, he was great. I feel like Puka was awesome with us when he was on the air. Kind of established a quick hello and conversation with him at the NBA All-Star game.
How about when I gave Aaron Donald a glossy 8x10 that's sitting in his office right now?
Big Wit, this is just
Big
last
Wit
week.
was on with us. Ernest Jones was on with us, telling us that he was better than Steph, right? Like
we almost had one of their defensive linemen killed last week in Hermosa Beach.
Yeah,
by the
you know
flying
what?
Umbrella.
I'm going to make it official.
Oh, wow.
The Rams. That's it. I'm in on the Rams.
You're a Rams fan now?
I am a Rams fan.
Full on. So you're
Yeah.
now a Dodger fan and a Rams fan,
Right.
never a Laker fan.
I don't know about never, but probably not is my guess.
That's going to take a little bit more.
I feel like it's hard for him to be a fan of any
I'm
NBA
also
team.
cover the NBA
Yeah.
a lot more closely. You know what I'm saying? Than
He's
I do
in
the other
the
sports.
league.
So I don't really like cover baseball, and I don't. I mean, I've done some NFL games, but like I don't do them regularly.
No.
I don't know, Bergie. Tomorrow night, you and me, mandate Dodger Stadium,
Yes, sir.
looking for the healthiest thing I can eat while I'm there.
Good luck.
Oh, LAFC. I also have LAFC.
Yeah, I'm a big LAFC fan, too.
So, all right, Cappy, you and Bergie on a mandate. So, Walker Buehler, 3 innings. If you get more than that, it's gravy.
It's gravy. I'm very happy with that,
Okay.
but I expect nothing more than 3
I'm
innings.
taking. my prediction is 5 full innings.
Be great. I would love that.
By the way, I've got breaking news.
Okay.
According to Cody, who just sent me this tweet, it's $35 for the assorted sushi box at Dodger Stadium.
Bergie, does that come with the credentials?
No, absolutely not.
Don't get any ideas, Cap.
Since I got their credentials for us, you're getting the food, right?
I was actually thinking that as the highest-ranking ESPN executive taking me to a Dodger game, I thought that was your deal. I thought we were on the company
so
card.
I got the breakfast burrito when you guys did Sedano and Cap in the morning.
True.
And then
But wait,
you got a meal after a Laker game.
I got the Yard House that night.
Yeah, you did.
With that really nice nacho plate that you had.
So I guess it's my turn, or we split.
I guess so. Yeah, no, I guess it's your turn.
No, or we split.
Well, I mean, yeah, we could go Dutch, but
we could go Dutch.
All right.
All right.
$34.99 for the home run platter of sush, huh?
That's right.
You can afford it.
You get that one, and I'll get my own.
Not
and that's
anymore.
fine.
I can't, George.
Why is
Not
that?
anymore because of what happened to me this weekend.
Well, tell me more about that on the other side. And also, let's dive into the new edition of Lakers coaching candidates carousel.
Okay.
Because there's a couple guys who got off the carousel. Let's just say. So we'll have that for you in a second. But first, let me tell you, Mother's Day's around the corner, guys. You got to get to Bouqs.com. All right, we're hooking you up, dude. 25% off if you go to Bouqs.com. Bouqs, short for bouquets. Bouqs.com is Bouqs.com. Promo code ESPN, and you get 25% off. Who's taking care of you, baby? I am. That's who, okay? So here's the deal. Mom took care of you growing up. You got to take care of Mom. She wiped your booty, for God's sake, okay?
Wiped it clean.
Clean each and every day.
And
okay?
I want you to know something. That line that you just said, wipes your booty, George, it had me order my mom Bouqs this morning.
Good, because she wiped your booty too.
You sold me on getting my mom some Bouqs.
Yeah.
Just because of what you said. Ordered them this morning off my plate for the week.
Yeah, I mean, look, she drove you to school, she cooked, she cleaned for you, all that. But wiped your booty is probably the most important part.
Are you impressed that I bought Bouqs?
I did. I'm very impressed that you bought anything, but let alone Bouqs for sure. Yes, I'm very happy for you. So here's the deal. But not only do you got to hook up Mom, if you got a wifey, girlfriend who may be a mom, you know, you got to take care of them, right? You got to make sure to take care of abuela, right? Auntie, maybe your sister, your cousins. Take care of all the moms in your life, man, because they need it, okay? And Bouqs, man, they're different. Flowers are cut fresh, sourced directly from the best flower farms. They last way longer, okay? My Bouqs during Valentine's Day for my wife lasted weeks. Not even a joke. Weeks. Almost 3 full weeks, okay? They got flowers even grown on the freaking side of a volcano, man. All right? Bouqs has a modern design, unique flowers you can trust anywhere. So you go to their website, Bouqs.com, 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 promo code ESPN for 25% off, and you select the date, delivery date, and an assortment, and you're good to go. Get it done, dude. There's only a couple days. You don't want to be in the doghouse with mom or abuela or your wifey or your sister or your auntie. You don't want any of that. Just let Sedano and the crew here hook you up. Bouqs.com, Bouqs.com. Pick a flower assortment, pick a date, promo code ESPN, and boom, 25% off, okay? Bouqs.com, use the promo code ESPN for 25% off. That's Bouqs.com, promo code ESPN for 25% off. Bouqs, promo code ESPN.
Don't miss track.
All right, parents, here's some fun facts for you here from Children's Dental Fun Zone. First tooth, first visit. Once those teeth pop out, you gotta bring them to Children's Dental Fun Zone. And as far as ortho is concerned, you gotta get those kids here by the age of 8.
Listen to Sedano and Kap more at 4 p.m.
And it is Sedano and Kap, your Monday afternoon today. Happy 63rd birthday to George Clooney. And Chris Paul turns 39. Wonder if LeBron wants to play with him next. Sorry, Sedano. And on this day in 2017, the #1 hit. This used to be the theme song Marcellus used in the afternoon way back when. Kendrick Lamar, Humble.
Yeah.
Sedano and Kap continues your Monday afternoon right now.
I feel like I've missed a bunch of what happened over the weekend. I saw Drake came back with his own diss track, but that one fell flat, it felt like, just based off, I didn't hear it, but based on the reactions I saw, many people, the consensus felt like he fell flat. Is that fair, DeAndre?
That's very fair, yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
Kendrick just come with the heat. I mean, he dropped the Family Matters Drake did over the weekend, and Kendrick responded immediately with Not Like Us, which I might have to, play in a 6:15.
Oh, there we go.
I got news for you guys. Right now, these rappers are just like wrestlers. This is all choreographed, all thought of.
I don't
planned.
think so. When you see the stuff they're saying about each other, I don't think so.
Oh, yeah. It's all publicity.
I don't think you drag a guy like that.
I mean, they have said some pretty damning stuff about Drake.
Yeah.
That's like,
I think that, look, do you want my personal opinion on this? And DeAndre and Lindsay, you can tell me if I'm crazy. I think that a lot of the guys in the rap community don't feel like Drake is one of them, okay? They have had a different upbringing, a different life experience, and I feel like they look at Drake as a guy who started on third base. Is that a fair assessment?
That's very fair.
yeah.
There you go.
I mean, he grew up on a Disney Channel TV show. You know?
He's on Degrassi.
Yeah.
Right.
Come on, guys. Come on. Leave my Hebraic brother alone. That is my Hebraic Canadian brother. Come on. Leave Drake alone.
Okay. Well, I'm just telling you that I feel like that is the read I get from the hip hop community, mostly about Drake.
I think someone said, don't get me
jealous.
wrong, I think that Drake is talented, but I don't like when he tries to act like he's, from the streets and that he's like he tries to get into like the gangster rap. Like he's not that guy.
It's because they really know how Drake is, like his true music aspirations. They really know what he really is like.
Which is what?
You can't really call him a certified rapper. You know what I mean? Like
He's
Kendrick,
an R&B singer.
Yeah, Kendrick Lamar is a certified rapper. Like J. Cole is a certified lyricist.
How do you
He's a
get your
rapper.
rap certification? Just so I know.
No, because Drake makes other hits. Like he's a pop artist.
It would be interesting. We should have a course, Cappy, is what you're saying.
Right. It'd be nice if I could go get a place where I could go to get my. Like certain places, you can get certification to become an electrician
Intense
or a
training.
plumber. You know what I mean? It'd be nice to be able to get a certification to become a rapper.
We should get Cappy a certification.
Yeah, like maybe Snoop has like one of those schools that I could go to. You know what I'm saying?
It's an idea, Cap.
You remember how there used to be a place called the Connecticut School of Broadcasting?
Right,
Remember?
right, the Snoop School
and
of
they were all
Rapping.
around the country, right?
Yeah.
So it's like Snoop School of hip hop,
Right.
Yeah.
Or like with those places like DeVry University.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
University of Phoenix. Right.
Right. Snoop U.
Yeah.
You know?
There you go.
I mean, how come nobody feels that way about Snoop? I mean, Snoop's in bed with Martha Stewart.
Yeah, but
Wait,
Snoop
wait,
is
wait,
like
wait,
for
yeah.
real from. Come on,
yeah,
man.
Come on.
I mean, I'm just saying that. I mean,
his
you know,
history.
Right, but there's a
I mean-
difference between like you became more commercial later as an older person than him being like one of the originals of the originals. You know what I'm saying?
I think I hear what you guys are saying. I'm just kind of reading between the lines about what you're saying about my man Drake. is
I
all
mean,
I'm
Snoop
saying.
became a businessman
Exactly.
after becoming a business, comma man. You know what I'm saying? But like, I don't think that's frowned upon because he's Uncle Snoop. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
Well,
whereas
I mean-
this dude's like he's trying to portray himself in a way at times, to Lindsay's point and DeAndre's point, that people know, like they know his real upbringing and background, and they're like, nah, you're not that dude.
Did he go to Cranbrook? That's a private school. And by the way, if you got that, you know how down I am.
His name is Aubrey.
Jonathan Watson, who is a very valued member of the 710 family and the Sedano and Kap Circle of Trust, says Drake is getting the Russell Wilson treatment.
That's right.
There you go. To put it in sports terms, Cappy, that you
Yep.
would get, there it is.
Why don't you guys just all have the guts to say what really is going on here? Come on, Jonathan. Say what's really going on here. I
They
know.
think Drake is a little corny?
Yeah, but there's a reason for that.
What's the reasoning?
Come on, you know it, DeAndre. Don't you listen? You know it. I know it. Russell Wilson knows it. Drake knows it. Jonathan Watson knows it. They all know it. Everybody
Is it
knows
because he was on Degrassi?
No, he ain't got no street cred. And you know why he ain't got no street cred?
Because he's not from the streets?
That's right.
Right, well.
That's exactly what they're saying.
That's what we were just
We
saying.
got to the bottom of it, but leave it to me. Leave it to the middle-aged white guy of the team to figure it all out.
I think you can get your, your credential, certified rapper. If you ask Romeo on your radio how to navigate
Romeo can help you, Kevin.
He can help you
That's a good
navigate
idea.
through. You know what I mean?
That's a good idea. Romeo on your radio, I'm going to call him up. I'm going to be like, yo, how I get my certification, dog? Now, you guys also, one other thing real quick. Since we're talking about all this diss track stuff from this weekend, right? Did you see the dude who last week did the diss track of everybody on 710?
Yeah.
And
it was
then,
like a Mason and Ireland listener, right?
And then Mason and Ireland played it, right? But he got everybody on the station. He got me, you. He got everybody.
Yeah,
George.
I didn't think it was very good.
I didn't either.
Well, it turns out that I heard it on Twitter.
I mean, like he doesn't okay. I'm not saying
He
this.
doesn't have his rap certification. Let's just say that.
I'm just saying, like, if you listen to that and listen to like Mario flow, you know what I'm saying? Like Mario's got a real flow.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not talking about what he said in the diss track. I'm talking about the sound of the flow.
Mm-hmm.
And like this dude, it sounds like he created it like with, like
he used AI.
Chat GPT.
Yes,
right.
he used ChatGPT to
Exactly.
create
So
it.
it wasn't like original. It just sounded kind of corny. You know what I mean?
Well, it turns out
Sounded
that I
kind of
heard
like
it.
Drake, huh?
I don't know
No,
about
Drake sounds a lot better. Drake's got like real ghostwriters and like, a lot of people working.
I mean,
If
boy,
you're
you make
comparing
it
it
seem like
between,
Drake isn't successful. Goodness.
No. I love Drake. Like, I'm a big fan of
Listen,
Drake.
I'm okay with Drizzy. You know what I'm saying?
I'm a fan of Drake.
No, you
I'm
guys
just
ain't- you
saying,
guys
as
are
far
not
as
cool
this whole
with Drake.
beef thing goes, he looks
I mean,
pretty
I just
bad.
prefer Kendrick, if that's
I
what
do
you're
too,
asking
yeah.
me.
All I'm going to tell you guys is this, is that the guy who sent the diss track last week, I heard it on Twitter. And I was like, who is this guy? I didn't know. So then I followed him on Twitter for some. I don't really care.
I think he
follow
just
him pretty
mentioned that you followed him on
much. And
Twitter.
then he mentioned, he's like, yo, man, Cap followed me. So now, apparently, George, he's coming with like some sort of a Sedano and Cap diss track rap.
Okay.
And we'll see if we should certify
Well, let's see if
this
it's
guy.
any better.
We'll
Laker
see if we can
poems.
certify him.
Lakers poems. If it's, I didn't love the one. I just don't. I want you to flow like Mario Ruiz. Okay.
But like, write it yourself instead of like Chat.
Yeah,
GPT.
don't do Chat
Yeah.
GBT. Right. Mario writes his own stuff.
Mario's like a legit artist.
Yeah.
Mario's great.
Right. So
He
I
is
don't want
great,
no
but you know
Chat
the problem-
GPT because that's cheating.
Yeah.
Okay.
People don't like that Mario's got
just
so
like
much
Lisa
Christianity in
Ireland
it.
got upset or was appalled that John's love letter or whatever was Chat GPT. I am also appalled at the unoriginality of Chat GPT.
I don't understand. Mario, I agree with you. I think Mario is great. I love his lyrics. I love how inspirational
Here
they are.
comes a but.
No, there's no but. I don't like the fact that people, because I've asked Mario, I'm like, why do you think like this stuff's not really like banging? You know what I mean? Like, why is it not catching on? He's like, dude, there's too much like Christian undertones to it. You know, that's what people tell him. And I'm like, what the hell, man? I actually think it comes off as very inspirational.
Very
I like
positive.
the lyrics.
I agree.
Yes.
All right, Cappy. So Laker poems. Let's get an original Laker poem from Laker Poems. Okay.
You do you, Laker Poems. If you chat GPT it, just lie to us and tell us you wrote it.
Oh, well, if you do that, I think we can figure it out. But nonetheless, hey, Cappy, we didn't get to the Laker candidates, but we did talk about Laker poems. So there's that.
Right. That's Laker
we
talk.
could do that at 5:45. We got Radio Tinder next. But first, tell us again about your friend. Hello.
Yeah, so the thing about Avner Gat is this. You know, we've been working together now for the better part of a year. And, you know, when people say to me, they're like, I don't really understand what Avner Gat does and why would I need to call him and explain this to me? And so I've spent a lot of time with Avner, his wife, his daughter, his son. I mean, I've gotten to know the Gat family, and I've gotten to know what it is that they do. And you know what it is? It's not just Avner. It's an entire team of people with a lot of experience in the industry, in particular the insurance industry. You know, a lot of the people that work on Avner's team used to be people who worked in the insurance field, and then they switched sides because they understood how effective Avner's team was. Some of the people who work on Avner's team used to be in the restoration business, so they would rebuild homes after disasters. Some of them used to handle things like, hazardous materials, asbestos and lead. That was literally their daily work. And then there were other people who now work on Avner's team that used to be in the legal profession. They worked for law firms, and they were handling bad faith claims and, you know, general business disputes. So the point is that Avner's got this very diverse team. Think about it. When you hire Avner Gat, you're not just hiring Avner, you're hiring this team of people that are behind him that have all this industry know-how. And when you're represented by Avner Gat, you've got that whole team and all their experience on your side. And I'm going to tell you this right now. Nobody messes with Avner Gat's team. Avner Gat is kind of like a football team. He got the offense, the defense, the special teams. He got everybody. And you got access to the entire team. Here's what you do. You call 818-917-5256. If you find yourself in a dispute with your homeowner's insurance and they're not going to pay you what it's going to take to fix the problem, Avner's team takes care of it. 818-917-5256, 818-917-5256, or go to his website, Avner Gat, AVNERGAT, AvnerGat.com. When you call, Avner answers, hello.
You never have to miss a moment of
And it is Sedano and Kap here Monday afternoon. Radio Tinder time. We like to play a TV theme. Well, on this day in 1957, the last broadcast of I Love Lucy was on CBS TV. America's second favorite Cuban is Sedano, next to Desi Arnaz. And you can follow her at Lindsay Baseball on Twitter or Instagram. Don't forget about our sponsor, Tequila Mandala. Always swipe right on Tequila Mandala, founded in the city of Downey, just like me. Take it away, producer Lindsay.
Thanks, Christopher. All right, so, Ric Flair has been kind of wilding on Twitter lately. I know
Who's wilding?
Ric Flair.
Oh, yeah. Woo.
Oh, I saw he ripped some restaurant in Gainesville or something?
Yes, that's what I was actually going to talk about. So he put out this tweet yesterday that said that he spent $1,500 at said restaurant to, quote, be disrespected more than he ever has in his entire life. He said after he took 20 pictures with customers and staff, he was asked to leave because of an issue he had with the kitchen manager taking too long in the bathroom. Then he said, I would highly recommend that anyone who wants to enjoy a relaxing time in Gainesville at a nice restaurant to never visit this place. Woo! Of course, he signed it with a woo. So, I was going to ask you guys, have you ever
So wait, he needed to use the bathroom and the kitchen manager was using the bathroom?
He just said, I was asked to leave because of an issue I had with the kitchen manager taking too long in the bathroom. So I don't know if he was mad because, like, the kitchen manager, because it was taking too long in the bathroom, his food wasn't coming out on time, or he thought, I don't know, but that's what he said. I don't know what the exact issue was, but I want to ask you guys, have you ever called out like a business publicly on Twitter and tagged them
I'm
in
sure
it?
I have. Off the top of my head, I don't remember, but I'm
Well,
sure.
how about-
I've done it with airlines.
Yeah,
for
how about
sure.
on the air? How about on the air?
I do it on the air. We've done it on the air.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you think of any?
Well, I mean, one that comes to mind was when George got that ticket. Where were you? Were you in Hermosa?
Oh,
Were you
the
in
city of Manhattan Beach.
Manhattan Beach.
I mean, we called Jacob on the air.
Oh, that's right.
Where they legitimately ripped me off based on the meter. I knew I put in the amount in the meter, and it didn't add up, and then all of a sudden my meter expired well before it was supposed to.
But calling people out now on social media is like the new thing.
But that's also can backfire on you.
Yeah, but it can help you get to where you need to go. Like, I mean, if you have a problem with an airline and you tweet and you talk about your problem in social media, the airline will like DM you privately. Hey, it's Delta Airlines. Can we do this like without the whole world watching? Do you mind? What's the problem? What can I do to help you? They definitely respond to negative publicity on social media.
Yes, they do.
And when you're Ric Flair, I don't know how many followers does he have on Twitter?
Woo!
A lot.
Let's see. He also called out Kendrick Perkins, too, for his take about
Well, he
LeBron.
watches ESPN all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
He's a
that
big Cavs fan.
listens.
He was at the Cavs game on Sunday.
He's a Cavs fan?
Yep, sure
He's
is.
an everybody fan.
Well, but he's, like, always been a Cavs fan.
Oh, really?
I mean, he's a LeBron fan.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really see him at Lakers games a lot. Do you?
He's been to a couple Laker games.
He's always at the Cavs.
It's harder to get
games.
Lakers tickets, too, though.
But he's
I
Ric
love
Flair.
Ric Flair, but I got news for you, man. He don't look so good.
No, he does not look good at all. He has 1.2 million followers.
Okay,
That's a
so
lot.
that's a lot of people.
And he follows 731.
Okay.
Including yours truly.
How about that?
Yeah.
One of 731.
There you go.
You
Oh,
are
wait,
special, man.
he follows you, George?
He does.
Oh, that's cool. Does he follow you, Cappy?
He does not.
There you go.
You should like at him.
Hey.
Yeah, he does watch a lot of ESPN. I bet you he's probably like tweeted things about takes you've had, huh, George?
I don't know if he has or hasn't.
I disagree
He
with
started
you, Mr.
following me
George
years
Sedano.
ago. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't remember. I remember him years ago starting to follow me.
All right, so New York Jets rookie
Why don't you
quarterback.
DM him?
I mean, you want me to ask him about the place in Gainesville?
Yeah, tell him to come on the air and explain it to us.
I don't think we want that.
I do.
Oh man, him. I mean, you see his posts and stuff lately. I just feel like he's, like you said, he doesn't.
He's a
look
bit
so
of a
good.
loose cannon.
Yeah.
These old wrestlers, you have to be really careful.
Yeah.
Because they will say some crazy bleep on the air and we'll run out of dumps.
Yeah, and just not like crumb of a nacho crazy bleep, like actual.
I mean,
bleep.
like Tony Danza kind of crazy?
Yes.
Exactly.
Like that. Worse. Yeah.
All right, so Jets rookie quarterback Jordan Travis. He's seen as having the mentality needed to succeed in the NFL as a young quarterback, already envisioning taking over the starting job from Aaron Rodgers. He was asked if he imagines taking over the position from Rodgers if and when Aaron Rodgers moves on, and he said he actually thinks about it a lot. So some people kind of took it out of context and said, like, he comes off as kind of a jerk for saying that, he shouldn't be so quick to take over the starting guy's job. Do you guys have an issue with him saying that?
I don't. I think when you're him and you're an older kid, because he's 24 years old, I think that you look at your career and say, I need to get on the field sooner rather than later. So the Jet situation, in theory, is a good one because Aaron Rodgers will probably only play another couple of years. So I think if you want to get on the field, I think that's the right mentality for him to have. So,
I mean, last night I'm watching the Tom Brady roast. I'm still not done with it. I've got 42 minutes remaining of a 3-hour roast.
It's way too long.
It is, but the ending was way better than the beginning.
Did you see the whole thing, George?
So I watched the whole thing after the fact. When I text you guys, I had just started it, and I was watching it after the fact, right? Like I just put it on Netflix or whatever, and that's why I asked him, like, is this thing really 3 hours?
Wow, I'm impressed that you made it 3 hours in one sitting. I'm taking it in like half-hour
Well,
chunks.
I sped through two things. I sped through Kim Kardashian.
I did not. I thought she was great.
Wait, time out. Can I ask, why was she even there? Like, what relevancy does she have to, or like relation to Tom Brady?
I think they dated at one point, didn't they? Or like there was rumors that they dated.
No.
Wasn't there rumors that they dated?
No, we would have known that. That would have been a much bigger deal.
Oh, I thought, who was the rumor that he dated somebody, a Kardashian? I could have sworn.
No.
Like, it was just a rumor. I'm not saying that they, but she's L.A. fame royalty, whether you like her or you don't like her, and the things at the forum,
Right.
so of course they have her there.
And maybe there's some sort of Netflix deal she has. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, I skipped past through her couple minutes. And then Randy Moss, after the first couple jokes didn't land, I skipped through Randy.
Horrendous.
I wish I would have skipped through Ben Affleck.
He was so bad.
I got to see that.
He was the worst of them all.
I've heard that, but I'm going to see that tonight.
And then I wish I would have skipped through Tom Segura and the other guy who.
Bert Kreischer.
Yeah, I wish I would have skipped
They
past
were not.
them.
I mean, I would say Segura was pretty funny, and I like Bert, and I know him. He's a pretty good dude. But he was not funny at all.
Yeah,
but I'll tell you this,
I would have skipped past them too if I could have.
Gronk was hilarious.
Andrew Schultz, to me, I thought about skipping past him, and I said, he's got to give me the first joke or two has to hit, and I'll stick.
did.
And he did. He nailed it.
He's the
Tony
tall
Hinch-
white guy with the mustache.
Yeah.
With the weird shaved
Yeah, I don't know
head,
who he is, so like I didn't know.
He was really funny.
What was the young lady's name? The comedian. What's her name?
Nikki Glaser.
Oh my God,
she's very
was
funny.
Great.
She's been on those roasts a million
But
times.
here's the reason I brought this up. Is because the story, and everybody's heard the story, Tom Brady is drafted in the 6th round. Drew Bledsoe's the starting quarterback. Brady walks into Bob Kraft's office and famously says, drafting me was the best decision the organization
Kraft
ever made.
said it was in the stands, that they were in the stands, that he was walking up. It wasn't in his
But
office.
think about that. Think about a 6th round rookie saying that to the owner of the team when you've got the number 1 overall pick and an established
And by the way,
star
don't
quarterback.
whatever me. I'm just trying to be. I'm telling you what the owner said.
But
Damn it!
what I'm telling you, look at the detail.
You're just trying to
Whatever
dismiss
the
like
detail.
the. I'm giving you accuracy for God's sake.
I'm giving you generalities.
He's
all right?
making sure that you don't get written up on Barrett Sports Media again for incomplete and inaccurate information, Cap.
When did I get written up for incomplete and inaccurate information?
Never mind, carry on.
Okay, here's the point. Okay, Kendrick, listen to me. The kid, the kid who's going to eventually perhaps this kid Travis, right?
Jordan Travis.
He should be excited about the future and the possibilities. So for anybody that's ripping the guy for saying anything, dude, you're a young guy, you're a rookie, you're just getting to the Jets, you want to play, you understand who's in front of you, you should be excited about it, just the same way Tom Brady was, in the stands or in the office, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
You hear that, George?
Yeah, I heard you.
One of the best roasts might have come from somebody who wasn't even on the roast.
Oh, yeah? Who that?
Eli Manning.
Oh.
He said,
Eli Manning did have that funny tweet.
He said, I thought about attending the roast of Tom Brady last night, but I did not want to roast him for a third time.
Yeah, it was funny. And Peyton was very good, too.
He was
I haven't
great.
seen Peyton yet.
Peyton was at the end. He was very good. He was right before Brady.
Yeah, the two of them were fantastic.
He was very good. And I thought Belichick came across
was unbelievable.
really well.
So was Gronkowski. Gronkowski was great.
Well, but he was just doing Gronk stuff.
Right,
Like, he
but
wasn't
it was-
like he was
but-
that great.
Yeah, no, but he took a beating all night long.
Yeah.
And he stood up there and he came back to everybody. You know, like listen, Julian Edelman, good, not great.
Yeah, I thought he was
you know,
fine. Yeah.
Randy Moss, shockingly terrible.
Yeah.
Drew Bledsoe, incredible timing.
Yeah.
Like I spoke to Drew earlier today because I'm name dropping like that.
Oh, hashtag name drop.
Yeah.
Pick that one
And
up.
Were you trying to get him on
He
to?
was.
Did you get him on the Cappy Cast?
No, I was trying to get him on our show.
Oh.
But he was playing golf this afternoon. I told him, I go, you know what, man? I go, this is going to have plenty for the week. We'll talk sometime during the week. We'll hype up the wine company, blah, blah, blah. I thought Drew Bledsoe, of all the former athletes, was maybe the best. And I haven't seen Peyton Manning.
Yeah, I loved Andrew Schultz because he went after everyone really well. And then he also, because Dana White went on. I didn't think Dana White was very good either.
No,
he was pretty weak.
I like Dana White.
And, yep, you thought he was good?
I just thought that it was funny that the way he was like, hey, look, he's only got 60 seconds, and, everybody knows he's like this right-wing crazy guy, and, he kind of was taking a shot at all the liberals. What I really loved about the roast was this. Everybody dropped their political correctness. Black, white, male, female, Jewish. It didn't matter. Everybody got beaten up last night, and I thought it was great.
Yeah, I just didn't think Dana White was that funny. Like, I don't think any of his jokes, landed the way that other people's landed. And not as bad as, Randy Moss, but in the same, category to me.
Somebody said that Randy Moss looked like he was dressed like he was the Bagger
Vance.
And
yeah.
that was what was he dressed
The legend
for?
of Bagger Vance, the golfer, yes.
Like he was like a substitute teacher.
Yeah. And then because he was wearing a quarter zip under his jacket. It was
but the jacket was kind of plaid.
DeAndre
Didn't
wants
have
to
any
know who
style
Bagger
to it.
Vance is.
So I thought Andrew Schultz had the funniest line about Dana White. If you know about all the stuff that Dana White has done in the UFC, he made some comment about getting he's the one guy that's made a profit of minorities fighting minorities, and then he said he made some sort of comment about the way he doesn't pay his guys.
Yeah.
And that they all the sports people were like, whoa,
Well,
they knew they got him.
You know what the weirdest part of the whole night? I know we're going to talk about this later. I didn't mean to bring it up in this sort of detail, but when Brady stood up and said to Jeffrey Ross about the massage line, hey, Tom.
He didn't want right. Kraft was the only one they felt like they didn't want to really beat up.
In the meantime, there were plenty of other people who took their shots at Bob Kraft as the night went on.
Yeah, but not in that way.
Oh, so what? I think
it was probably the guy's getting pretty old. He's trying to keep a little bit of a level of respect for him.
Oh, please. He did what he did.
You're right, but I think
he's an amazing guy. Bob Kraft's an incredible owner, an incredible businessman, an incredible philanthropist, an incredible advocate for Jewish rights. I mean, I can go on and sing the praises of Bob Kraft, but it's a roast.
I know, you are right 100%. However, I thought it was kind of sweet that Tom Brady was protective
He stood up
over
for him.
Yeah.
Please, come on, Tom, sit down.
I was with you, Lindsay. I was I thought it was nice that he did it. Now, I don't think it stopped anything. You know what I mean? But
Jeffrey Ross was great. He rolled with it. He was awesome. Shout out to you, Jeffrey.
By the way, that is Radio Tinder. We're done, I guess. Brought to you by our friends at Tequila Mandala. Always swipe right on Tequila Mandala. Award-winning small batch premium sippy tequila made from the finest mature agaves. Available everywhere fine tequilas are sold. Visit their website, tequilamandala.com, and demand the extraordinary with Tequila Mandala. Did you see me? I was toasting a little Tequila Mandala on Saturday.
I did see that, as a matter of fact. I did see that. In fact, I think I may have even seen you post a couple of different Tequila Mandala bottles.
Correct, yes.
Yeah, nice. 2 of the 4?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, not bad.
The Reposado and the Extra Añejo.
Oh, the Extra Añejo is so sweet.
Añejo.
Mm-hmm. Añejo.
Cappy, should we do a roast here? I mean, I feel like the Kamenetskis already did that for us.
Yeah.
They did do that last year. They did.
I thought it was funny when they did it.
They
were
actually.
I don't care what Chris says.
They were awesome.
They were hilarious.
Right, they were great. And I'll tell you something, honestly.
I think Chris was threatened, if anything.
I thought the roast was so good last night. Again, I'm 42 minutes to the end.
Yeah.
I thought it was so great, and it was so entertaining, and I just loved how, again, everybody dropped political correctness last night.
Yes,
it didn't matter if you were black, white, female, Jewish. Nothing mattered. Everything was out there, and everybody took their beat down.
I think it should be like that, though. Like, when you're going into that environment in that specific situation where, it's a roast, we're just going to rip on each other, that's what people should expect.
And I thought Kevin Hart was hilarious.
I think Dave Chappelle would have been. Oh, wait, never mind. You didn't see the ending.
All right, by the way, take your time to vote for the biggest night of the year in L.A., the Mandy's. Mandy's 3. Go to ESPNLA.com and click on the Mandy's 3 voting page logo, and you can vote there. So there you have it. All right, Cappy. Coming up next, let's finally get to those damn new Laker candidates.
Okay, I want to hear this.
And we're going to have to scratch a few off the list.
I want to hear that too.
Yeah. All right, that's coming up next.
Hey parents, another fun fact for you here from Children's Dental Fun Zone. They are open 7 days a week, so your child can be seen any day of the week, and they take emergencies, which is obviously something you need to be aware of because you never know when those emergencies will come about.
Hour Jack. Yesterday was the 41st birthday of Vanessa Bryant. And from Boy Meets World fame, she turned 43, Danielle Fishel. And yesterday, back in 1979, the #1 hit, Peaches and Herb, reunited. One of the homie records, yo. Sedano and Kap continues your Monday afternoon right now.
Nice. Peaches and Herb. Not Peaches and Herb.
Not to be confused with Peaches and Cream.
Right. But
Way different
Herb,
song.
as opposed to Herb.
Are you pointing out that the name Herb, the H is not silent versus
Correct.
the actual
This is
plant?
right, that you need to actually pronounce the H. Peaches and Herb.
Well, I didn't think they were talking about peaches and herb.
No, herb. They're not.
Herb, he's a guy.
Herbert. That's right. Boy, this song. DeAndre, do I even need to say this to you? Man, you ain't know nothing about no peaches and herb or herb.
I've heard this song before, man.
You've never heard this song
I promise
before.
you I have.
Maybe your dad played it for your mom. You know?
I've
Back in
heard
the
this
day.
song. You know, man, you're trying to give me knowledge on this, but I heard music like this, man.
Oh, really?
That's right.
Old school.
Old school.
Hey, hey.
You know what's funny? Old school to DeAndre is probably like stuff that,
90s.
yeah.
Yeah, right. Gin and juice.
Yeah. Well, it is that. Yeah.
Anything 90s. You're
Yeah, like, I
25
think-
years old. Of course, anything before he was born.
You know what you
Anything
got to
like
do,
you
man?
were,
You
though.
You got to go back to some Peter Piper picked peppers, but run, rock, rhyme. Humpty Dumpty fell down. That's his hard time. Jackie Nimble said Jimbo, and he was quick. And that's what you need. You need to go back and listen to some old school Run DMC.
That's like
circa
80s, though.
1987. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, why don't you send me some music then, you know?
I know. Why are you always talking? Why don't you just do something?
Yeah, make him a
I don't
playlist.
have the bandwidth. I don't have the bandwidth for it.
Have your assistant.
Make
do it.
him a, like a mixtape.
It's not a bad idea though, Lindsay. I could actually load some work onto my assistant.
Yes.
I could do that.
You're like, please make a Spotify playlist. Do you use Spotify, DeAndre?
No, I'm actually on Apple Music.
I use Apple Music.
Oh, there you go. Apple Music then.
Nice. Good for you, man.
Yeah, Cappy doesn't pay for any of it.
No, I use Pandora with the commercials.
Right.
Oh, no.
Me and
like
LeBron.
LeBron used to.
Yeah.
By the way, producer Emily from the Travis and Sliwa show texted in to confirm that Cappy's right. She said there were rumors of Kim and Tom last fall.
There you go.
And she
Yep,
mentioned
Kim
in the roast,
Kardashian.
which I didn't see that part because I turned it on. I turned it on when Julian Edelman had just gotten up on stage.
Oh, really? You missed all the beginning. Oh, man, you missed a lot.
Well, I was gonna go back and watch it, but everyone said it was just
No, it was really great. I'm telling you right now. Listen,
Okay. I mean, I believe you because I thought the ending was fantastic,
Well,
especially Peyton and Tom. They were the best.
So, George, who'd you say the comedian was? The tall white guy with the hairdo and,
Andrew
and the
Schultz.
mustache? Okay, I don't know Andrew Schultz's work. Hey, Andrew, I know you're listening. No offense, bro. I'll be checking you out. Because I didn't know Nikki Glazer's work either, and I thought she was hysterical.
Tony Hinchcliffe
You
was
had
also.
never seen any of those roasts? She's been on them a
Yeah,
bunch.
and she's got like TV shows too.
No, I've not seen any of Nikki Glazer. I haven't seen a Comedy Central roast in a really, really long time. And so I will say I thought Nikki Glazer was great. I thought this guy who you're just mentioning now, I don't know who his name is yet. I'll learn
Tony
it.
Hinchcliffe.
Okay.
Andrew Schultz.
Andrew Schultz. Now, the Tony guy, he's the guy with that podcast, that live podcast.
Yes,
Tommy.
Kill Tony.
Kill Tony or kill Tommy?
Kill Tony. Yeah, it's Tony.
Yeah.
He was freaking hysterical too, that guy. He was great.
Yeah, he was funny.
He opened for Joe Rogan in Vegas, and he opened for Bill Burr when I was in Vegas one time. He's great.
I'm gonna just say this. I got 42 minutes to go. I'm in the middle of that one guy whose name I'm gonna learn, and then I'm gonna see Peyton Manning. I'm gonna see Tom. I thought Belichick, shockingly, I
thought he was great.
People who say that Belichick should be like on TV because he doesn't have a coaching job, and I was like, oh no, he wouldn't be good on TV. After watching Belichick last night deliver and the timing, Belichick could do it.
We had this conversation a while ago, and I said to you, people that really know him always say he's really funny. Like,
Well,
and we got to see it.
Yeah, last night he was great. I
Jimmy
could not believe
Johnson
his timing.
always says Bill Belichick's one of the funniest guys I'm around. Like when we talk, like when we're just, because all those guys go to Jimmy Johnson in the Keys and they go on this boat and whatever. And he's always said Belichick is hilarious.
Well, I now can confirm that I agree. He's hilarious.
See, but now you had to see it publicly.
Yeah, right. That's right.
So you didn't get to the part yet where Robert Kraft speaks, right?
No, I haven't seen Robert Kraft. I haven't seen
that's
Ben
towards the
Affleck.
end, too, yeah.
I heard Ben Affleck's a disaster.
He was a disaster.
Yeah, I don't even know what the point of that was,
Yeah.
other than to just be a fanboy.
I don't get it either. He was really, really bad. Like it wasn't. He didn't have a single funny joke in there.
Right.
And he was so awkward too. Like he kept stumbling over his words.
Well, maybe he was wasted.
I don't know. He didn't. Seem
People
like
think
it.
Drew Bledsoe might have been wasted.
Yeah, I saw people say that about Bledsoe, but I don't believe that.
I mean, he was definitely drinking a lot of wine.
Oh yeah, but he was early in the night, Drew Bledsoe.
Right, but you think those guys were just like not drinking before the show?
I don't know, but I mean, I think people like saw Bledsoe wiping his nose a bunch of times, and they're like, "Ooh, what's he on?" You know, and I'm like,
I don't
wine.
think anyone actually made that suggestion.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Oh no. I could show you people that did make that
I don't think
suggestion.
anyone I saw on social media made that suggestion that you're
really?
making, and you should probably take back.
What am I taking back? I'm saying that
I'm
people
just
thought
saying,
that.
like, just don't get us in any freaking trouble, you
Why am I
jerk
get-
face.
Well, how do you know they were drinking before the show?
He was drinking on stage.
Right, but that's not before the show. That's during the show.
How do you know they weren't? Of course,
How do
because
you
if you
know?
go to any of those shows, they're all drinking behind the stage.
How do you know that?
Have you ever been to one of those tapings of a show like that?
No, I've
like a
never been to
talk
one.
show even?
No.
There's a green room
No.
where they all sit in there and they're drinking.
No, I've never actually been to
The
a
Jimmy
roast.
Kimmel one is like infamous for it.
No, I've never been to a roast before. Have
The
you
show
been to one
before
of these
the
Comedy
show.
Central roasts? I've not been to one.
Brother, I'm telling you that I know comedians who have been there, and they all tell me, whether it's the Jimmy Kimmel show, those talk shows, those roasts, they're all getting hammered.
Yeah, ask your friend right now. Ask him.
So you guys think
Maz
Bledsoe was
Jabroni.
wasted while he was?
I don't know if he
was.
was or wasn't, but that's what people were alluding to, that he was drinking wine the whole night.
By the way,
But
did-
you're suggesting maybe something more
No, I'm
nefarious,
not
and I'm
suggesting
not.
it at all. I'm saying that that's not his deal.
Well, okay, then just say that.
you bringing it up, I think, created a layer that was not previously mentioned.
Correct.
Oh, you guys didn't see what I saw on social media. By the way, you're the same people that right away said what I said. What is Kim Kardashian doing there? I said the rumors were that Kardashian and Brady were dating.
I
George,
did not know that.
No, that's never happened.
No.
We would have heard about that. We would have heard about that.
We would have heard about that.
And we did hear
And
about it.
I stand
How do you think-
corrected.
how do you think
but
I knew
no
about
one
it?
I saw was referring to what you were referring to about Bledsoe.
Yeah, I don't think I was really referring to that. I said he wiped his nose a bunch of times.
You literally.
You know what, Cappy? Take the end of the segment. It's all yours.
You literally said that.
In Jesus, for the love of God.
By the way, did you guys notice that there were some of his teammates in like the back row? I don't know exactly who they were, but they were not laughing, and one of them looked like he was falling asleep at one point.
No, I didn't see that.
It was pretty funny.
Drew Bledsoe's my man. I got Drew Bledsoe's back. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I think you said more than you needed to say.
I don't think so.
Oh,
I don't
nothing
think so.
worse than the horse.
I don't think so at all. I thought Drew Bledsoe was the best of them all. Now, I haven't seen Peyton Manning yet.
Oh, I think he was the best.
And I haven't seen Bob Kraft. But I know who the worst was. Boy, Randy Moss, I got to tell you something, man. For a guy...
Did you learn nothing from the last time we talked about someone on the air and got a cease and desist? Did you not learn from any of that?
What, I can't say that Randy Moss is terrible?
I hate you. You're a bad guy. Chris is right.
Boy, you are losing
I
your mind
loved
today.
you for months, and today I hate you.
You are losing your mind today, man.
Focus.
Yeah,
no, yes,
focus.
exactly, Pepe. Tell him.
Focus.
Cappy, you a freak, man.
Yes,
It's
you
true.
are.
That's true. That's straight up the truth
We
right
need
there.
all the insults.
That is straight up the truth. Come on, Pepe.
By the way, Cappy, did you see Bad Bunny at the Met Gala?
I have seen Bad
Yo no
Bunny.
soy malo, no, baby, eso es un gimmick, pero el sol le pega calienta más que el de Phoenix, y ellos lo sabe.
He looks like my man Casper Villa to me.
He does. I feel like it's an idea you should have on your inspo board for your Mandy's outfit.
When I'm looking for my Mandy's outfits, I very much go to the Met Gala and look at who's rocking what, and that will determine what I'm going to be wearing at the Mandy's this year. All right, George, take it away.
No,
you're a bad
go
guy.
bleep yourself
You're
now.
a bad guy. You are a bad guy. You are
He's not a
bad
failure,
guy.
Eric.
Go back to Lakers coaches, will you? Tell me who's taking off the list, will
No,
you,
I'm not
please?
telling you anything.
Come on, tell me.
No.
Tell me JJ
You get
Redick's
nothing.
taking the team.
Nothing. That's
JJ
what you
Redick's
get.
the new coach.
You get
tell
nothing,
me.
and you're going to like it.
You tell me who the
nothing.
new coach is.
No, I refuse.
It was time for him to whip it out.
I mean, you would have been better off saying that.
Oh, my God.
Like you're mad that you said something that you alluded to something that you said no one should have said.
I think you guys are taking this just a little too seriously. I think it was a roast, and it's called comedy.
No,
and I would think that experts like yourselves would understand that.
No, not really.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I don't know why I played that one.
Big balls.
And the show is officially off the rails.
Fuck us.
Come on, George, get us back.
Screw you. Now you can go to break.
All right, parents, here's some fun facts for you here from Children's Dental Fun Zone. First tooth, first visit. Once those teeth pop out, you gotta bring them to Children's Dental Fun Zone. And as far as ortho is concerned, you gotta get those kids here by the age of 8.
Kenny and Michelle, now mornings 6 to 10 a.m. on LA's mega sports station, 710 ESPN. KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
710 ESPN.
Sedano and Kap for your afternoon right now on 710 ESPN.
It's time for what you need to know.
Let's do it. What you need to know right now.
What you need to know is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times. It's the 90 minutes from wherever you are. Take it away, Lil.
Thanks. So the Raiders may be coming back to California, temporarily at least. The team is in talks with officials in Costa Mesa about holding training camp at the city's Jack Hammett Sports Complex. The Chargers have held training camp at that facility in recent seasons, but they're building their own facility and expect to hold their camp activities there this summer. So, of course, they need to fulfill that gap, and what they want to do is bring in the Raiders. And so, according to the release from the city, the Raiders, who have held camp at their Henderson, Nevada practice facility, would pay $165,000 in rent and also make an estimated $600,000 worth of improvements to the facility's fields. So they're going to talk about this week, and maybe you're going to see the Raiders in Southern California this training camp season.
That would be super smart if Mark Davis did that. Seriously, that would be an incredible move. You've already got this fan base in L.A. that is divided between the Rams and the Raiders to bring training camp. Listen, that's why the Cowboys do it. Besides the obvious, the weather, it's like, let's cultivate a fan base, and I think that's a great idea.
They have more fans here than they do in Las Vegas, so that would be very smart of them to do.
I like the idea. I do.
Yeah, a good chunk of the stadium is filled with other teams' fans.
Could we go? Could we go and visit?
Go to Raiders training camp?
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now, you know what we should do? Listen.
We should go and visit JT the Brick.
Well, you have the New Orleans Saints coming to the to do training camp this summer. You've got the Dallas Cowboys. You've got the Rams. I can't go to the Chargers. They won't let me in.
Yeah, you're banned.
And the Raiders. You could have like 5 teams in Southern California doing NFL training camps. What if we did a training camp tour other than the Chargers?
Should. Let's do it.
Sure.
Training camp tour brought to you by blank.
But I don't know about the Chargers. We can't go to the Chargers.
Okay. We'll make sure that we put like an asterisk on there and say, except the Chargers because Cappy is banned.
Cappy is persona non grata.
Are you really banned from like all Chargers things forever?
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Until I get down on my hands and knees and kiss the ring and beg for forgiveness. And even that probably won't get me back in. But I would never do it. Never, ever, ever. In fact, last night when I was flying back from Boise, these guys stopped me in the airport. And they're like, yo, man, I'm with you, dude. One guy told me he's the vice president of the Charger Hater Club. And he's like, where's my card? So I had to whip one out. See that, George? Whipped it out. And then I gave him one of those cards.
For him to whip it out.
Right. And I gave him one of those cards, Charger Hater Club cards. I'm like, yeah, I'm persona non grata.
Speaking of Darvingham.
You actually carry those things?
Yeah, I carry them in my wallet.
Like multiple?
Yeah, I have them in my backpack. I'm like, here, you need one? Here you go. And then you have to sign it in front of me, and then you have to put it in your wallet.
Do you have a pledge you have to say?
Like an American Legion card?
It's more like a business card, but you don't have to do that. You don't have to perform it in front of me, but you do have to sign it, date it, and put it in your wallet and swear that you're going to hold on to it forever until you lose your wallet.
There is a pledge on it?
There is a pledge.
Oh,
I have to go to my bag. And
what does the pledge say?
It just talks about your hatred for the team and how dare they leave their city and screw people over and everything else.
You should have it memorized if you're the president.
I know. You have the Little League not Little League World Series, Little League pledge memorized.
Yeah. I know. I should have it memorized. You're right.
I mean, if you're the president of the club, right?
I know. I don't feel good about it. You've called me out, and I don't feel good about it.
You should have it pretend that you have it memorized.
You honestly, you could have just faked it right
I
here,
could
and
have
no
totally
one would have known the difference.
No, but I think it's important to be authentic and genuine and real.
No,
it is.
Those are not all
important.
traits that you definitely exude on a regular basis.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do all the time.
I don't think that's the case.
Yes, it is. All right. Are you going to tell me?
No.
You're not.
No.
No Laker talk for me.
No. Done.
You're not giving me which Laker candidates are no longer candidates.
No.
You know why? You don't even have to. You know why?
Why?
Because I already know the answer.
Who is the answer?
The answer is JJ is getting the job.
What?
JJ Redick is the next Lakers coach.
Says who?
Says LeBron.
Can we get him on as a guest if he is?
Sure.
George?
I said sure.
Why don't we get him on now? Why don't we do a pre-interview?
I feel like that.
I don't think he's going to answer those questions right now.
You don't think so, huh?
He's going to break that news on the podcast.
Yeah, I feel like he's going to do that on his own content if he is going to be the coach of the Lakers.
You think he and LeBron are going to do it on their podcast?
Yeah.
Mind the game? Yeah.
He should.
I would. Right.
Wow. LeBron.
I've already told you. I think he's getting an interview.
Well, let me ask you a question. Do you think that it's possible that the two of them will have an episode where LeBron says, "You're hired"?
No, I don't believe that's the case. I don't believe that will be the case. I mean,
you don't think LeBron and JJ Redick are going to be sitting around in their podcast drinking wine because they get wasted before they go on that podcast, and then they go ahead and they're talking, and LeBron's like, you know what, JJ, you're such a smart basketball guy. You get me. You know what? You're hired.
Imagine the stuff.
But you could see why JJ is appealing, right? Like, I mean, you could see it. I mean, it's one of those things. Like you were getting mad at me because I'm like, oh, that JJ Redick, it could be JJ and Sedano any day.
Well,
do you feel a little better about that now, Cappy?
Well, I mean, I feel better about the fact that I think JJ's the next head coach of the Lakers, which probably then keeps JJ off the radio for at least 2 years because the Lakers, they
cycle
coaches
through very quickly. Yes,
right. It's like a lease vehicle. These coaches, you don't buy coaches, you lease coaches when you're the Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
So, you just turn them in every 24,000
Except unlike a lease,
miles.
you got to keep paying.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you go over the miles, you got to pay.
How many years do they usually give these guys? Like 3?
The contracts?
The Lakers have changed on average 2 years, I believe, in the last, whatever it's been, since Luke Walton.
You're saying that their contracts are only 2 years?
No, I'm saying they've turned over coaches every 2 years.
Oh yeah,
their contracts can vary. I would imagine, I would say a minimum of 3 years.
And what did Ty Lue want that they didn't accommodate?
I believe he wanted extra years and more money in extra years. I'd have to look up the specifics. It's been a while, but it was definitely more money, and definitely more years. I don't remember the terms of the per year salary.
Okay. All right, so should we just all acknowledge the fact that JJ Redick and LeBron
You know
James
what?
have a
You're a
podcast.
snake charmer, Kaplan.
What do you mean?
You got me talking coaching.
What? I mean, dude, listen. When you're LeBron and you're getting to the end of your career and you've got another couple of years and you did not – listen, I will say this about LeBron. I always blame him for the Russell Westbrook situation, and the Russell Westbrook situation led to the firing of Frank Vogel. So I blame LeBron for bringing in Brody and Brody's behavior for the end of the Frank Vogel era. Let me ask you this question. If Frank Vogel were still the coach of the Lakers, how much better might the Lakers be? Because of the continuity of the coach.
Yeah, I think they'd be better. In the regular season, for sure, they would have been better, which means they probably would have had a different matchup, which means they may still be playing.
Okay, so do you think LeBron James endorsed or suggested Darvin Ham? I mean, do you think that Darvin Ham was LeBron's go-to guy? Like,
no.
Hey, Jeannie, we got this guy,
I
Darvin Ham?
believe if what I was told was correct, the processes were done initially, at least, on Zoom, and there were a lot of people from the Lakers organization on the Zoom. Okay, when you open the Zoom, there's a lot of boxes, right? There was a good number of people on those Zooms I don't know what the next round. Maybe I would assume they flew him in to have a personal conversation with him. But remember, when they were having the initial conversations, where Darvin was in the first round of conversations, the playoffs were going on. And this was coming off the year they did not make the playoffs, right? So they had to have it on Zoom because Darvin was coaching on Budenholzer's staff at the time. So I was told, okay, that the round of interviews, the first round was done on Zoom.
Okay, do you think LeBron James was on that Zoom call?
No, he was not.
Okay, do you think LeBron James
I know for a fact he was not.
Okay, do you think LeBron James interviewed Darvin Ham face-to-face for the Lakers?
I don't believe he interviewed Darvin Ham.
Okay, and I'm with you on this. Believe it or not, you and I are going to be on the same page here. I don't believe that when the Lakers front office hired Darvin Ham that they even asked LeBron for his opinion.
Yes, they did.
No, I don't think so, and I'll tell you why. I mean, George, you tell me. What do you know?
I don't believe I think they ran it by him, like, hey, this is who we're thinking. And I don't think LeBron is going to. Here's the thing about LeBron. His non-endorsement, like saying like where he would say something like, "Oh, okay, that's cool." You know what I mean? Like that's not like necessarily an endorsement, but it's not like a denial either. Like it's not like a non-endorsement. You know what I mean? Like he's very good at kind of straddling the line in those scenarios.
Here's what I'm getting at, Lindsay, is that the front office
You're saying that because he's been doing this podcast with J.J. Redick, he has been vetted by LeBron.
I'm saying that exactly. Like when it came to Darvin Ham, at that point, the front office was annoyed with LeBron. Hey, we listened to you. We went out and got Brody. It turned into a disaster. It meant that our championship coach was fired, and now we're starting over with a new coach. So we're going to hire who we want. And they didn't consult with LeBron. I'm not saying that he didn't at some point know, but I'm saying that he was not part of the process. Whereas now, LeBron has all the power. LeBron can say to the Lakers, I have chosen J.J. Redick. We have this podcast together. We drink wine together. We talk heady basketball kind of stuff together. He's the smartest basketball mind going. But LeBron, he's a first-time coach. He's never been a coach. I don't care. I want J.J. Redick to be the coach of this team. That's who we're hiring.
I don't think he would actually ever come out and say it like that.
How would he say it?
I think that he would be... J.J. Redick, by the way, was already getting coaching interviews last year with the Toronto Raptors. Well before LeBron did a podcast with him. J.J. Redick, I believe, was also already a Charlotte Hornet candidate shortly as the podcast was initially coming out.
Yeah, that was like 2 weeks ago.
Because Steve Clifford... No, it was longer than that. Because Steve Clifford, remember, moved upstairs. Right. Well, that was already discussed like long time ago. Like the season was still going on. So I don't believe he would say it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that he's been a candidate in multiple stops. And if you're the Lakers, you would consider that. I'm not saying that the Lakers front office doesn't look at, say, oh, he's got a relationship with LeBron, and they don't look at that as a potential positive. But I don't believe like LeBron is going out there banging his fist on the table like saying J.J. Redick has got to be the coach.
No, not yet. Not yet.
But don't you think, though, if you're going to make that point about J.J. Redick, then LeBron...
I'm glad DeAndre's laughing with me.
Well, he knows. He knows I'm right. He knows that LeBron's not doing it yet. LeBron's only going to do that if and when they get deep into talking to somebody else, and then LeBron goes, no.
Well, he could point to Darvin Ham and be like, well, you guys picked the last one, and look how that went.
Right. Oh, listen, guys, this is my last stand. I'm going to opt out. Do you want me to resign? Of course you want me to resign. Do I want to resign? Of course I want to resign. But I want to pursue a championship. I think that J.J. Redick is the smartest basketball mind going, and I don't care that he's not a guy who's got a lot of experience as a head coach or any experience as a head coach. J.J. Redick is a smart X's and O's guy. I will handle the locker room, and I will tell everybody in the locker room, you follow what J.J. Redick does.
So, do you want to hear who else is a candidate and who's not a candidate?
But you told me you weren't going to tell me, so now tell me.
You know what? Go bleep yourself.
Come on, I want to hear it. No, you're going to hold it from me. No, yeah. Oh, you're giving me the Dikembe Mutombo? You're giving me the finger? You're giving me the Dikembe Mutombo? No. Oh, my God. I hope everybody is watching on YouTube right now. It's not enough to just listen to the audio of this show. You must watch the video for a variety of reasons. A, because we're hot. We're hot AF, okay? B, because you just never know what sort of gesticulation might happen on this show. And George just gave me the Dikembe. Don't hold it from me.
What was that last word you just said?
Gesticulation. All right, while you're gesticulating.
I may have just made that word up.
While you're gesticulating.
I'm going to look that up.
Yeah, while you're gesticulating, I'm going to tell people about Jacob. Maybe I'll have it on the other side if you ask nicely. How about that?
It's a real word, by the way.
It is
Really?
a real word.
It is?
Yeah.
How about credentialized? Is that a real word?
That is. I did look that up
Credentialized
last
is
week.
not a real word.
It is. I looked it up last week.
Is it?
Yes. It says it's another form of being credentialed.
I'm a freaking
Wait, no, you said
linguistic genius.
credentialization.
Yeah,
No, I
he
said
did.
credentialized.
He said credentialization.
Is it the same thing?
Yeah, I think so.
That doesn't sound, that doesn't sound very reassuring.
master.
I got to be honest
A
with you.
linguistics master you're talking to right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And by the way, you did use gesticulation properly.
Aploctoplectic.
Apoplectic.
Oh, that.
Yeah,
Benevolent.
You used gesticulation properly. I am
nice.
very impressed. You can tell you were on a college campus this weekend.
Did you partake in the spelling bee,
I'm
Cappy?
feeling pretty smart.
By the way, you know what would be smart? If you get in an accident, you call Jacob at 844-24-JACOB. And look, if you're injured in an accident over the weekend and you're deciding to try to handle this by yourself, here's your to-do list today, okay? That's just today alone. First, you got to call the rental car company. Second, you wait to receive a call from the insurance company. And then, when you speak to them, you make sure not to say the wrong thing. Otherwise, you could jeopardize your case. Third, call your doctor for an appointment, but maybe they can't see you for a week or even longer, potentially. And then they'd still be referring you to a specialist. So why did you do this to yourself, man? You get into an accident, you make it easy. Call Jacob right away, 844-24-JACOB. Jacob and his team will handle everything for you. That's right. They'll make sure you have the rental car, speak with the insurance company on your behalf, and most importantly, we'll set you up with the specialist so you can begin the healing process and get your health back in order. And you don't pay a penny out of pocket. So guys, a lot of attorneys say they'll fight for you. You call Jacob, he'll win for you. Call him at 844-24-JACOB. Tell him Sedano and the crew at 710 sent you. That's 844-24-JACOB, 844-24-JACOB, or visit him online at calljacob.com.
You never Listen to Sedano and Kap more at 4 p.m.
And it is Sedano and Kap your Monday afternoon. You know what we do at this time now? Time for Big D to pull something out from the record catalog. Time for the producer D, rejoin of the day. Hit it, Big D.
He a freak throw, man down, call her Amber Lambs, tell him free, bro, Nella to the cross, he walk around like Tito. What's up with these?
So this is the response to the response to the response.
Exactly.
By Kendrick.
Exactly. This is titled Not Like Us. And it's kind of interesting when you look at the graphic that he posted with the title. He put a whole bunch of like faces on a building, and it kind of resembles like, look, Drake, you're not from where I'm from. Like you grew up in a different different area, you know.
Yeah.
Your upbringing is real different.
Yeah.
Yeah, Clarence's parents have a real good marriage. You understand that?
Nah, I didn't catch that.
You don't understand that, did you?
I didn't catch that.
Yeah. You need to go back and watch 8 Mile.
No, I didn't catch that.
You need to go back and watch 8 Mile. You learn something about the rap game.
Hold on. I've seen 8 Mile.
Yeah. Well, Clarence's parents have a real good marriage. That's what was said about the guy who was supposed to be like this super hard gangsta sort of rapper dude. But he wasn't really. He wasn't really a gangsta hardcore rapper. He came from a good family.
Had a good marriage.
And his parents had a good marriage, and he went to a private school. Come on, man, you a gangster? Your real name's Clarence, and Clarence's parents have a real good marriage. You never seen this part? Oh, man, you got to watch the final battle on 8 Mile, man.
I didn't know you was down like that.
It goes hard, DeAndre. Trust
it does
him.
go hard. It does go hard, like Bunny Rabbit.
Bunny Rabbit?
That's right. And that was his name in the movie.
I forgot.
Boy, Lindsay, you need a refresh, girl.
Sorry, that one's a little old school for me, Cap.
You need a refresh.
That one's old school.
George, I don't know if you're watching this Indiana-New York game, and I couldn't see who on Indiana just
Miles
did this.
Turner just hit a huge three, which I used as one of. So I was asked about the series on Around the Horn today, and I said the Knicks will win the series, but I said if Miles Turner can be the X factor in this series like he was towards the latter stages of that last series against Milwaukee in his pick and pop game, particularly from three, then this series is gonna be a much more interesting series than I think most people think. And
but I don't know who from Indiana got a breakaway and had a dunk. Did you see the dunk?
Well, I saw Miles Turner hit a three at the end there.
Yeah, well, somebody had a breakaway, and instead of just going up and dunking the ball, dude put on like a dunk contest caliber dunk, where put the ball between his legs and then came overboard and slammed it down, and the entire Indiana bench
Obi
went
Toppin,
nuts.
you're saying, yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
By the way, Obi Toppin, I believe has he won a slam dunk competition? I know he's competed in the slam dunk competition.
I don't think he won it that year.
I don't know, dude. But in a game like this, he
used to play for the Knicks, by the way.
To put on a dunk like that.
That's for you, Cap, because we know DeAndre knows ball.
That's right.
Well, I mean, you think I don't know where Obi Toppin's played his entire career?
I mean, he was drafted. Where did he go to college?
He went to Michigan, as I recall.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Michigan State.
I mean, you're close. You're in the right region.
Northwestern.
Nope.
Wisconsin.
He won the dunk contest in 2022.
Come on, DeAndre. You
There
don't
you
know
go.
nothing about no ball.
Think rivalry of the state of Michigan.
Okay. Not Michigan State? Not
Rival
Michigan?
state.
Oh, Ohio State.
Right. Did not go to Ohio State, but you're in the right state
Ohio.
now.
Oh. I don't know. Come on, Lindsay. Help me out with other. Cincinnati.
No.
I already looked it up, so I'm not going to tell you.
Oh, is it an Ohio school?
Dayton.
Dayton?
Yeah.
That's like John Gruden. Dayton.
Yeah.
You know?
Dayton.
I would never have come up with Dayton.
Yeah.
Thank
his
you, Big
brother.
O.
His brother. You want to know his brother?
Tell me.
Jacob. Not Imrani Toppin.
Okay. Jacob Toppin?
Yeah.
Do you know where he played at college ball at?
Dayton?
No.
Where'd he play at?
Kentucky.
Oh, really?
I thought he played in Southern California. I thought he was from Southern California. He was from L.A., right?
Is he from
He
L.A.?
played there.
Oh, they're doing the thing to you about what's his face who went to the Sacramento Kings
He's from here.
because he played at Sierra Canyon for 2 years.
Yeah, but
'Cause he's from here.
But you shouldn't be doing it to me because it was really George's deal.
I mean, he played from here though. He did
Right.
play for 2 years here. He played
Right.
high school ball here.
But Lindsay
he
says
wasn't
he's
from
from
here.
Phoenix. But Lindsay says he's from Phoenix.
because he was from Phoenix.
I mean,
Grew up.
I get it, but you play.
But she just amuses herself. So don't let her amuse herself.
Yeah, please allow me.
Allow her
I
to just
think
sit there
that
and
where
laugh
you
at her
play
own
high
bad
school
jokes.
ball is really kind of where people associate you. You know what I'm saying? Like Michael Beasley, for example, former Laker, he played at 4 different high schools. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, time out. Who are we talking about again?
We're talking about.
Because I remember there was like a discrepancy.
You were talking about Bagley.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
There was some kind
Bagley.
of discrepancy in how many years he played.
He played 2 years at Sierra Canyon.
Okay.
So for Michael Beasley, he's playing.
Michael Beasley played at 4 different high schools.
So where would you say
he's a DMV guy because that's where he's originally from. When you play for that many high schools,
I hear you.
You know,
man.
But Marvin Bagley reclassified to get to Duke a year early. I know because I watched his last
But by
season
playing
there.
basketball in L.A., you don't claim him as L.A. Is that what you're saying, Linz?
No, my point was that he was from Arizona because he was born in Arizona, and that's where he grew
But
up.
I was defending you, Cappy, because I said he played high school ball here. So to me, like, that's part of his upbringing too.
But
like
then
you're a child.
Played at Corona del Sol, and then he played at Hillcrest Prep, and then he played at Sierra Canyon.
Okay, but Sierra Canyon he played here. But those other 2 schools are in Arizona,
Right,
correct?
which is where he was born. So that's why I said I thought he was from Arizona.
I just feel like Cappy has a right to say he's part of the LA kid community for basketball because he played at Sierra Canyon.
Sure,
I
but
just
the
got to
LA
give you credit, though, Lindsay. You're hung up on this for a few months now, still.
The LA kid community is different than saying he's a local guy, he's from here.
Well, he's a local kid, played local ball here.
Okay, but playing local ball here is not saying he's a local kid, right?
I don't know, man. Like, is there a statute
Tomato,
of limitations
tomato.
of? You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
Like-
if you went to high school in a different part of the country,
Okay.
but you played at UCLA, do you become an LA guy or no?
Right. There's a lot of guys who claim LA who went to UCLA, to Cappy's point, who never played high school
That's a
ball
good
here.
question. I have to think about
And
that.
they played a year or 2 at UCLA.
A lot of them
I mean, let me ask you a
transfer now,
question.
though. I don't know.
No, but I'm talking about like
Okay.
old. He's right, old school guys.
How about Caleb Williams?
Oh yeah, is he an SC guy?
Can you
He's
claim
an SC
Caleb
guy.
Williams?
He
But
won a
is he
Heisman there.
But is he a local guy?
No, well, he is a local. He's from
But
Washington
he's
D.C.
not a local guy because a local guy is like, you're from there. You grew up there.
Okay, but he also went to Oklahoma. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like he played in the DMV. You know what I mean? He didn't play college ball there. He won a Heisman at USC. He's for all intents and purposes, he's an LA guy in that sense.
He's an LA guy, but he's not a local guy. Like, I feel like when you say the words like he's a local guy, you're talking about someone who like grew up there.
You are really hung up on this.
I'm just,
You are really hung up on this.
I don't know, man.
Very
I feel
good.
like high school counts as you're a local kid. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, I draw the. I mean, clearly we have a difference of opinion on this, and you know it's fine. But I would consider him a local kid, having played a couple years of high school ball
I
here.
just think it's funny.
Anyway, we now have basically like parked the bus, as they say in soccer here. And you know what, Cappy? Now you don't get another segment of the what you wanted for the coaches.
That's ridiculous. Okay? That is ridiculous. I wanted coaches. I want to know who's on the list, who's off the list, because as of right now, I've got J.J. Redick as the leader in the clubhouse, and there's a lot of people in our YouTube chat that are saying absolutely not. There's a lot of people in the circle of trust, or as some people now refer to it as, the circle of trolls.
That's John Ireland, yes.
That are saying that that there's no way J.J. Redick can be the coach of the Lakers.
I think John Ireland is underestimating the power of the circle of trust, particularly in winning his play-by-play award at the Mandy's the last couple of years.
Man, what can you imagine if he lost that? That'd be a big deal.
I mean, listen, I think, you know, Cappy's subversive methods against J.B. Long and then all of a sudden trying to act like his buddy may work in J.B. Long's favor this year.
Act like his buddy. Me and J.B. Long are like best friends. Me and J.B. Long are closer than me and Maj Jabrani, who's supposed to be in studio tomorrow.
You know what they should
Is
have?
it? Oh, it's supposed to? Does that mean he's not?
No, it just means I haven't reached out to him because I'm like, doing other stuff.
Right.
I'm going to text him right now.
I thought you said Wednesday.
Did I?
Yeah, you did. Today's only Monday.
No, I said Tuesday the 7th.
Okay. It was a Wednesday originally. That's what
Is he a local kid?
Yeah, is he a local?
He's not local. No, he's not. He's from Iran.
You should ask him if he could bring some of his other comedian friends, like, Drew Bledsoe. Is he available?
I'm still listen, if you guys don't want to put Drew Bledsoe on the
No,
air, I get
I do.
it.
I do.
I'll talk to him on the Cappy Cast.
No.
Wow.
I
If that's your preference,
Watch
Lindsay.
him on the Cappy Cast.
I mean, if that's your preference.
I would love to have him. I was just saying, can he bring any of his comedian friends?
And Drew Bledsoe's now a comedian?
Yes, he is now. He was great. He was one of the funniest guys last night.
I thought so, too.
I thought he was funnier than some of the comedians, actually.
I thought he was great.
Yeah, he was good.
Randy Moss was terrible, though.
Yeah, he was pretty bad.
Sorry, Randy. I mean, between dressing like the substitute school teacher they called you and then just not delivering. I mean, Bill Belichick was funny. Randy Moss, I don't know, man. I had high expectations for Randy Moss.
I liked how much Bill Belichick laughed. Like, it was nice to see him laugh, especially at jokes about him.
Yeah, I liked one of my favorites that Bledsoe had for him last night was he goes, hey, at least when I got fired, there were other teams that wanted me. A lot of shots at Belichick. It was great. All right, George, are you ready for Big Deal or No Deal, or have we lost you emotionally today?
No, I'm ready for Big Deal or No Deal. I'm just telling you, no coaches now.
That's it. You are like punishing.
Well, I mean, we ran out of time.
Well, that's because Lindsay's so consumed with who's from where.
Sorry.
I mean, is Bronny from L.A.?
No,
he's not. He's not from L.A.
That's how this whole conversation got started.
I mean, his video says like the 8th grade or something.
No.
Man.
That's how this whole conversation
So is Bronny
got
from
started.
Miami?
No.
Well, Cleveland?
He's from Cleveland.
Oh, get out of here.
He's
The
from-
kid has spent like 5 minutes in Cleveland.
He was born
in his
there.
life.
He's
So
from
what?
there. If you ask him where he's from, he's going to say he's from
My
Cleveland.
daughter was born in Miami. She says she's from L.A.
Did she ever live there?
for like 2 months.
Okay, that doesn't count.
I mean, I was born in New York.
I know, me too. I was born in New York. I don't claim New York.
Did you live there?
Yes, for 6 years.
That's interesting.
And then, by the way, came back to the Northeast
Well,
as an adult.
time out. I will say, I feel like it also depends on how old you are. Because at this point, you've lived way more of your life in Miami than you did in those first 6 years in New York. You know?
Lindsay's rules of defining who's from where.
Correct. That's correct. There's special rules depending on who you are, okay?
So Bronny's not an LA kid, even though he's been here since 2018.
I think he's half and half.
He's been
Cleveland
here
and
six
LA.
years.
Right, and he's
How long was
18.
he in Cleveland?
He 10.
Are we sure?
Yeah.
I don't know. She sounded.
No,
like
if he's
she just made
18
that
and
up.
he was in Miami for 2 years, because
They were in Miami for 4
Yeah,
years.
but they still lived in Cleveland and went to
No,
school
he was
there.
going to school. I know exactly where he was going to school.
Okay. I'll have to check my sources on this.
All right,
one.
Maj Jabrani is in tomorrow.
I
That's
know
all I'm telling you.
LeBron's house was not far. Like he lived just outside of like the financial district, so I knew exactly where he lived. The cops he used to have off-duty cops there all the time, like because he lived in a normal neighborhood. So Bronny was there for 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Lindsay, I'm turning you on to
So
Maj
that's
Jabrani.
4. That's 4. He's
I'm
18.
doing my own
That's
thing over
6. Hold on, that's 10. So that means 8 years in Cleveland. He's right. He's still in LA right now.
That's
right?
why I said it's like 50-50 of Cleveland and LA.
There you go.
So am I from LA?
No, you're not from LA.
I'm from the mean streets of Palm Springs.
Right.
There you go.
You're not from LA. You're not from LA, kid.
All right, go to Big Deal or No Deal. Do you have a read here?
Prize picks.
Oh, am I doing prize picks here?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be my pleasure. Hey, George, listen to my prize picks tonight. Tell me what you think. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, listen to what I've got planned tonight. I have got Jokic and Anthony Edwards combined tonight to score 58.5 points. So I put the two players together, and they have to combine for 58.5 points total. What do you think?
Yeah, I like it.
Okay, now listen to this one. You always give me a hard time because I'm always a more guy, not a less guy. You ready for this one? Tyrese Halliburton.
Well, he's playing right now.
I know.
You already
and
did
it. Well, wait a second. What's his point total right now?
Stand by.
Okay. Tyrese Halliburton combined with Jamal Murray tonight to score less than 40.5 points. The two of them.
You're doing
combined.
good because Tyrese only has 6 points.
Okay. So you see, I said Jamal Murray's not right. So I've got Jokic and Edwards.
But
for more
Jamal
than
Murray, I feel like
50.5.
has a good bounce back game, but I don't think he's going to have 34.
Right. So I've got Halliburton and Murray for less than 40.5, and I've got Jalen Brunson tonight, and this game is ongoing right now. There's 10 minutes to go in the game.
Right, the Pacers are winning by 7 right now.
I've got Jalen Brunson to go for more than 48.5 points, rebounds, and assists, and I think he's at about 34 right now. So I need him to have a big fourth quarter. That doesn't look very good.
Yeah, not looking promising.
That
That's
does
a
not look
lot,
good.
dude.
I know. I played a lot today. Because here's what I did. When you go to
But you're
Prize
still doing
Picks-
the whole thing about going more.
Well, I went more, less, more.
Yeah, but
So-
only one less.
I know. But I thought Brunson was going to have a big night, you know? So here's the thing. Download the Prize Picks app. They will match your first deposit 100% up to $100. So it's me, and it's Beto, and it's Brian Cohen, and it's Travis and Slee, and 5 million people all over the place all playing Prize Picks. The game is so easy. You pick your favorite players. You decide more or less on their stats. I have Jalen Brunson tonight, more than 48.5 points, rebounds, and assists combined. And right now, the Knicks are down by 7 points, and I'm going to need him to have a big fourth quarter. So get in the game right now and send me your Prize Picks. Click the share button, hit me up on Twitter, and send me your picks. Download the Prize Picks app. Use my code CAPPY, K-A-P-P-Y. That's code CAPPY, K-A-P-P-Y, for that first deposit match of 100% up to $100. Do it now on Prize Picks.
Deal or no deal. Take it away, Sedano.
Thanks, Christopher. All right, Lindsay, you take it away.
Thanks, Sedano. By the way, Bronny did go to middle school in Ohio. I looked it up.
Because they were back in Cleveland.
Well, they moved back to Cleveland, Savannah and the kids, for a period when LeBron was still living in Miami. Apparently.
LeBron must have been having a good old time.
Exactly. Don't you remember all that? That was some drama. Like, oh, man, things aren't going well. He was partying, and it just wasn't, it wasn't a great place to raise kids, I guess. I don't know.
You think LeBron would ever do what Tom Brady did last night?
Yes.
Yeah, I actually think someone else.
Funny.
I don't remember who I heard yet today. Make some comment that NBA players wouldn't do this. Dude, NBA players literally do that every plane ride. What are you talking about? You have never been on an NBA plane ride if you haven't heard the stories of the way they roast each other.
Yeah, you bunch of losers. When was the last time you were on an NBA plane ride?
No, but I'm saying talk to anyone that's ever played basketball in the NBA. They roast each other all the time. Didn't you? I mean, Cappy, you weren't. I don't think you were in studio that day, but Big Perk was in with us a couple years ago and told us this crazy story about stuff that they used to do on the planes when he was with the Celtics. Come on, get out of here.
I just think that with Tom Brady, a lot of people are like, why would he do this to himself? Because it was funny.
Yeah.
And by the way, here's another thing. Here's another thing. Don't you think Tom Brady got paid?
3 hours is too long, though.
But don't you think Tom Brady got paid a lot of money last night?
Probably.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So did everybody else. Belichick, I'm sure, got paid. Gronk got paid.
Hell yeah,
Julian
there's
Edelman.
probably a lot of people. That got a lot of great publicity for Netflix. And plus, it was one of their first live events. I know they had one. They had Cat Williams the night before, which I guess that wasn't really all that funny. People say he kind of bombed. But yeah, I think it was great for everybody.
George, what are you eating? Are you eating Skittles?
Pistachios, bro. Skittles.
I mean, it's a red bag. It looks like Skittles.
What's wrong with you?
Come on.
I mean, come on.
You know better than that.
Pistachios. Dude.
Focus.
All right, focus.
Plant protein, bro.
All right, so Heat president and personal close friend of George Sedano, Pat Riley, made it clear that he was not thrilled with Jimmy Butler saying that Miami would have beaten Boston in their first round series if he had played. Here is what Pat Riley said in a media availability yesterday.
For him to say that, I thought, is that Jimmy trolling or is that Jimmy serious? If you're not on the court playing against Boston or on the court playing against the New York Knicks, you should keep your mouth shut in your criticism of those teams.
Ooh, big deal or no deal?
Big deal. Big deal because I feel like Pat has made a lot of concessions to Jimmy. Even ones he didn't make to Dwayne Wade and LeBron and Shaq and Alonzo Mourning and those type of guys, Tim Hardaway over the years. And because the game has evolved and players are not those guys, right? Different era of player. And I think he feels like he gave guys like that, not just him, he called out Tyler Hero too and a couple other guys. He's given them a finger and they took an arm. So I think he's like, nah, just you need to get the bleep right.
What was it? Go back to the beginning though, Lindsay. What was it that Jimmy Butler had said that got under Riley's skin?
He trolled the Celtics. He did a thing where last year when they played the Celtics and they were up 3-0 and Jaylen Brown made some comment that said, "Oh, don't let us get one." And ESPN Sports Center did an Instagram post of that, with his Jaylen Brown in game, dribbling in a game or something. So Jimmy took that same post and photoshopped his own face on it when Miami beat them in Boston. And then he was just, he did a sideline interview with Chris Haynes during one of the games. And Riles is like, yo, he just thinks what are you doing? You're not even playing. What are you talking for?
I love to hear Riley say that because that's the thing is so few coaches or in this case team executives have the sort of clout that Pat Riley has to say to a modern day NBA player, shut up. Do your talking with your game. If you're not playing and you're injured and you're doing any sort of trolling, bro, bad look on you, bad look on us.
Well, I don't think he has an issue if you're talking smack if you're playing in the games. You know what I'm saying?
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. If you're not playing, then don't talk.
So I think it's a big deal because Jimmy Butler allegedly wants an extension.
I was going to say, isn't he a free agent next year?
He's got a player option.
Oh, okay.
He's locked in next year, and then the following year is a player option when he'd be 36 years old at $52 million. So, and he was asked about, that was also the thing, he was asked about his extension. He's like, No one's approached us, but it's something we'd have to take a hard look at depending on his availability. So, but to Cappy's point, Riles don't play, man.
Don't have to. Seriously, doesn't have to.
So.
All right, next one really quick here. Angel Reese and Camila Cardoso's WNBA debuts for the Chicago Sky drew big numbers despite a hiccup by the WNBA. On Friday night, when the Sky faced the Minnesota Lynx in their preseason opener, the WNBA streaming app did not air the game, even though it said that it was going to. It didn't at first. So one fan started a live stream on their cell phone while they were at the game, and it racked up close to 1 million views. So then, everybody was talking about that, how big of a deal it was, the fact that the WNBA wasn't prepared for the situation, and it wasn't televised. It was only going to be on the streaming app. So I wanted to ask you guys two things. The fact that they clearly don't have like the infrastructure to support this at this point, and B, the fact that it wasn't on TV at all. Is this a big deal or no deal?
I'm going to say the TV part is not a big deal because there are TV contracts, right?
Okay.
And there's X amount of games that are going to be broadcast on their different partners. And I don't believe the preseason is part of that.
Okay.
And that, these other networks have other stuff they're going to run, particularly ESPN, right? Like they're in the middle of the NBA playoffs. They got, on ABC, they got the Grand Prix of F1, whatever going on. Like there's a lot of stuff going on, right? So... But I do think that it's incumbent upon the WNBA, and this is something you and I talked about, Cap, weeks ago, about being ready for this moment with Caitlin Clark and this draft class, right? Because people want to see Angel Reese. This, to me, reminds me, in NBA terms, of the 84 draft class. The Jordan, Olajuwon, Ewing, Barkley, those guys, right? Like, that draft class changed the NBA forever, okay? And I think this WNBA class has the ability to change the WNBA forever, but you can't announce your game's going to be streaming on the app and then nobody can find it or it doesn't work. Like that's not a good look by any stretch of the imagination.
But Lindsay, who did you say the two players were that were going head to head?
Camila Cardoso and Angel Reese are playing on the same team.
Yeah, they're playing. They're on the Chicago Sky, and just the two of them because it's their WNBA debuts.
Right.
And they were playing against the Minnesota Lynx.
Okay, they weren't playing against Caitlin Clark.
No.
But that game with Angel Reese and Camila Cardoso got nearly 1 million views on some dude's stream on his phone.
Yeah.
Okay, see, but this was where I misunderstood because this was a story that totally got by me this weekend other than hearing the story about somebody was streaming it and they had over 1 million views because people wanted to see it.
It was some random fan in the stands.
Right, but I thought when we were talking earlier today that it was Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark's debut.
No, they're separate.
No, separate games.
Yeah, they're separate games. And then once they saw all of I guess they fixed everything and then announced that they were going to have Caitlin Clark's debut streamed.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, listen,
the Chicago game was before.
But I got to tell you something. Honestly, I know that all of a sudden the WNBA, because of the success of women's college basketball this past year, all of a sudden it's become like a thing where now guys like me who've never really been interested, all of a sudden we are, but not in the preseason. I mean, I don't watch preseason NBA. I don't watch preseason NFL. I don't watch any preseason.
Well, but I think Lindsay's question is there's clearly an appetite for it,
right?
Because that many people were watching some random dude stream at the arena.
And plus,
I give that guy credit.
It's the first game. It's like, didn't everybody want to see? I know it's preseason, but like Shohei Ohtani's first at bat with the Dodgers, don't you think?
They did. I remember Bergman gave me the hand when I went over there to and it was Yamamoto. It wasn't even Ohtani.
Yeah, not for me.
Well, I get it's not for you, but that's not the question. The question is about the infrastructure and the lack thereof. Like from a business perspective, how do you feel about it?
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Okay, fair enough. You know what?
I'm fine with them not airing a WNBA
despite the fact they said they were?
Well, no, the streaming part of it, that's not good at all. That's really bad.
That's the question.
Yeah, they said they were, and then they're like, "Oop, wait, our bad.
We screwed up.
We messed up. It wasn't ready, or it wasn't working."
And that to me is a problem. You can't tell your customers this is something you're going to have, and then not have it ready to go. And then have some random dude, to your point, good on him, where he all of a sudden gets 1 million views on his randos, whatever he decided to
Twitter
stream
Live.
on Twitter or tweet or
Is that what he
Twitch
did?
or
He did
whatever.
on Twitter?
It was on Twitter. I actually remember this happening during the show on Friday because one of the other WNBA players shared it and said everybody should Venmo this guy $1 or this girl, whoever it was. It's a woman. Her screen name is or his Twitter name is hey it's Allie, and everyone was like everyone should Venmo her $1 because
for admission.
Right. Because
my goodness, every high school game is freaking live streamed.
Right. Right.
Mateo's T-ball game was streamed the other day.
I know. I watched it.
Oh, wait, was it really? I missed that.
I got the credentials. I got in.
You got the credential?
He did. He was credentialized.
I got the login. I got the password, the login, the whole deal. I got it saved in my computer and everything.
Yeah. All right. That is Big Deal or No Deal. Dealer's Choice is up next. No coaches for you.
You're not getting. And listen,
unless you ask in Dealer's Choice,
you didn't do me wrong. You did everybody else wrong.
I mean, we can talk about it tomorrow, unless you want to make it part of your Dealer's Choice, which I doubt.
Yeah, I got something I need to talk to you about.
Okay, then we'll have to save it for tomorrow. But Chris is going to be here tomorrow.
Oh, that's right. There'll be no chance of any coach talk tomorrow.
I mean, I have to look at him and be like, "Oh, you're here today."
Plus, Maj Jabrani's in tomorrow.
Oh yeah, then we better get it in early. If we're going to get it in at all,
if at all.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's do it. Let's do Dealer's Choice coming up.
Yeah.
Hey guys, it's Cappy here, and let me talk to you about this.
Listen to Sedano and Kap more at 4 p.m.
And it is Sedano and Kap, final segment, your Monday afternoon. Yes, our final segment music. By the way, he turned 79 today. Bob Seger, who sings this great legendary song. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow, 4 p.m. for a live Imaging Tuesday. And don't forget, Slee was next with Lakers Talk tonight. Have a great night. Final segment, your Monday afternoon, Sedano and Kappy right now.
She stood there bright as the sun on that California coast. He was a Midwestern boy on his own.
You watching my boy Jalen Brunson?
He's got 36.
36, but he's also got 5 rebounds and 5 assists. He's at 46 total right now.
You need what, 50 what?
I've got him on Prize Picks at 48.5.
Oh.
So I've got him at, there's 3:29 to go. He's coming up to the free throw line right now. Assume he's going to make this for a second.
Oh, you're well behind, dude.
No, I'm at 47. Oh, you're behind the
in the game
time-wise. Okay, does he make the free throw or not?
What's the score?
You can't wait 2
109,
seconds?
109, 3:29 to go.
Nah, this is already like 111, 109, under 3.
Yeah,
Jalen Brunson's got 14 points in the fourth quarter. 36 points total. I've got him at 48.5. He's at 46.5 right now.
All right, Brunson's at the top of the key. Right-hand dribble to the free throw line. Right elbow jumper is good. 113, 109. Jalen Brunson with another bucket. He now has 38 points, 16 points in the quarter.
Is that my boy Steph Marbury there?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, hell yeah. Love Steph Marbury. Haven't seen him in years.
I was going to say, I haven't heard that name in a while.
Oh, my God, dude. You don't have any idea. I met him one night at a Laker game. Jeannie Buss took my friends. This is a totally true story. Took my friends down, halftime to, whatever the fancy party is. And we met Stephon Marbury there that night. And then he came down and stayed with us down in San Diego. Went to a San Diego State game with us. We're friends with him for a couple of years. Love Steph Marbury.
Did you ever have a pair of his Starburys?
I did not have a pair of the Starberries, but I wanted a pair.
Oh man, I had a pair. They're actually pretty. At that time they're reasonable pricing for kids my age at that time.
Yeah, man, he was a big star, dude.
Hey, by the way, George, really quick, George, you're right about Brownie. I did some investigating, and you're right. He spent just as much time away from Cleveland as he did in Cleveland, so you're right.
Wow, you're I can't even believe it. So is that to say that if George is right, dare I say this, Lindsay? Are you wrong?
No, because I did say 50-50.
Okay, but now
So
you're
we're
saying
both
that
right.
he's right.
Well, two
so
things
you're
can
both
be
right.
true. Two things can be true.
All right, because I know you've never been wrong.
That was a
before,
travel
so.
on Josh Hart he got away with, but he turned it over anyway. Indiana trying to tie the game. Layup by Pascal Siakam is good. We are knotted up at 113 with 2:08 to go.
Wow. I'm rooting against New York here. Sorry.
Why? Go New York, go New York, go.
Because their fans are so annoying.
Why are they annoying? They're desperate
Brunson,
for wins.
Cappy, Brunson, what more do you need? You need one more bucket?
Let's see, he's at 38. He's at 48. Yeah,
Brunson
I need one bucket.
loses the ball. Turnover,
no!
they're going to call a foul.
That was a terrible call.
What a terrible call. They're going to have to review that. Halliburton is incredulous. He's going over to the sideline saying, you need to review that. I didn't touch him. And it looks like the Pacers will. Oh, yeah, he got all ball there.
Oh, yeah.
And Halliburton's only got 6 points. This is good for me because, remember, I've got Jamal Murray later tonight, and I've got Halliburton and Murray combined together. So if I can get Jalen Brunson, he's at 38 points and 5 assists and 5 rebounds. So he's at 48. All I need is one basket. One basket from Jalen Brunson. I didn't even take a free throw. Oh, he just lost the ball.
Yeah, we just said that.
I know, but I'm just now seeing it. It's 1:51 to go, 113. I hate the fact that you guys are 15 seconds ahead of me.
Way longer than that, clearly.
Have you guys seen this Taco Bell commercial with LeBron in it? That's the first I've seen.
Yes, I watch the NBA playoffs. It's on all the time, actually.
I watch it too, but yeah, I guess you're right because my team's not on, the big networks yet. And they will be on Tuesday. They will be tomorrow.
They were yesterday.
Yeah,
Lindsay wants everybody
you got Mike
to.
Breen. Is that the first time Mike Breen has called the Cleveland games as LeBron left?
Definitely, 100%. We've been on NBA TV every other time.
Lindsay wants everybody to be a Cavs fan because they're playing Boston.
Not been in Cleveland since 2018.
Hey, listen, for all the Lakers fans, I know that Lakers fans hate the Celtics more than any other team. So
they got to root for Cleveland now, is what you're saying.
Now they're all
you guys are mutual interests now.
Plus,
They're aligned.
They all want Donovan Mitchell, so they want him to be in LA next year. So
my guy Zach Zarba's at the table. He's checking out the review here. Let's see, Cappy. What time do we got to go here, DeAndre?
We got
What's after
a
us?
minute and 10 seconds.
Let's
ESPN
talk.
radio.
Slee? Oh, Slee can just bleed into us.
Slee told a riveting story today about how he went to his fiance's or his lady's lake house, and they got there and someone else was there.
No way.
Yeah.
Somebody was squatting in their place?
Well, there was some kind of miscommunication or error,
Well, who was there? Was there like a renter there, like an Airbnb renter, or was like somebody else in the family?
Let's see if Slee's there, and I can have him tell it.
He can tell us the story.
All right, I'm gonna save.
Oh wow!
my...
The challenge was upheld. So Indiana ball tied at 113, 151 to go. Cappy does not get the 2 points he needs from Jalen Brunson for price.
And I
pick.
also have given up on my dealer's choice. Not enough time. I'll get into it tomorrow.
Well, let's hear Sliwa's story. Sliwa, Lakers Talk is up next. You found a squatter, Slee?
No squatter. No squatter there. A little miscommunication. A family member of Michelle's was in the place. We drove up to Lake Arrowhead, got there, saw the lights were on. It's like, cool, why don't we just turn around, drive back, and call it a day?
No way. So you guys didn't stay?
Didn't stay, buddy.
Who was there? Who was there? What relative?
Her mom's coworker.
Her mom's coworker.
Her mom's coworker.
Well, that's actually harder than family. Now that I think about it.
Right.
If it
you
was
weren't able to
family,
kick her
that's
out.
kinda-
If it's like family, you're like, hey, yo, your guys got to go.
that's
Or you
easy
stay
money,
there with them.
But what's that?
Or you stay with them.
Nah, it's okay.
Not
Jalen
her.
Brunson, Cappy tied the game.
Oh, man.
So
It's
what
an
was the
unbelievable
miscommunication, though? Whose fault was it, Slee?
We got
It was your
couple extra
girlfriend's
calls.
mother's fault, wasn't it?
Yeah, a couple. No. Actually, this one would fall more on her because she should have, an extra call or two.
You're
just
saying
to
your
make sure.
girlfriend, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So Lady Slee is now in trouble with Mr. Slee.
Whoa.
No, she's good.
There's trouble in Sleeville.
But the drive back wasn't good, was it?
Drive back was pretty quiet.
Why don't you guys find a place to stay? Why don't you just go up to Big Bear?
It was already, Cap, we didn't go up there till like 9 o'clock. We got there about 9
it's too late.
o'clock.
Yeah.
It was,
and
we
then
were
you had
just
to
basically
schlep
going
back
for
down.
like 24 hours.
Came back
yeah.
down the hill with the so dark and windy
Fog
roads.
and everything. I couldn't see anything.
Jalen Brunson, 18 points this quarter, 40 points for the game.
Oh, my God. 52 seconds to go here. Let me see. Jalen Brunson on the right wing, guarded by Nembhard. Sizing him up now, backing him down to the free throw line extended. Kicks it to DiVincenzo for a long three. DiVincenzo drains it. A 3-point lead for the Knicks with 39.4 seconds to go. The Garden is rocking right now, and the Pacers take a timeout.
Should have said from South Brooklyn.
Sorry, yeah.
Slee, I had Jalen Brunson for more than 48.5 points, rebounds, and assists total on Prize Picks, and he just went over for me.
I'm playing the two. I'm playing Jamal Murray, and I'm playing Anthony Edwards tonight. So we're on the same page.
Oh, I'm playing Tyrese Halliburton combined with Jamal Murray for less than 40.5 points, and Halliburton's got 6 points tonight.
I like it.
There you go.
You're very
strategic. DiVincenzo, big three.
He's such a doofus.
What?
By the way, I'm with you, Cap. I'm that far delayed, too.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, whatever they got in the studio there, I'm like 10 seconds
But it's even
delayed.
when I'm at the house, he's delayed.
Yeah,
We got like a direct feed. All right, we got to go.
Do you have Cox too?
I got Spectrum.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, Spectrum.
We have
Way
the
off.
direct line.
Yeah, we got it piped in directly, apparently. All right, Slee, what's on the show today?
Kobe Price covers the Lakers for the OC Register. He's going to join us. We'll talk about all this coaching and what the Lakers are going to do in the offseason.
All right, sounds good. Slee's got you next on Lakers Talk. Cappy, solid job today.
It was a decent effort.
Solid job.
It was all right.
DeAndre and Lindsay, excellent work. Funchy's walked into the house, or as Cappy likes to say, Funchy lover.
I hope everybody's watching on YouTube what I'm doing right now. If you're not watching on YouTube, you're missing what I'm doing. Slee, can you see it?
You know
This
what?
is great. It's like a live concert right now with
Right.
Cappy.
No more.
I hope
Cappy.
you guys are watching what I'm doing
Strobe
right
lights
now.
everywhere.
No more, Cappy. No more. We're done here.